We are here with Set Champs.
Hello, hello.
Ken, Brohammington Online, joined with...
I'm Jesse or Jester Dujour.
Absolutely.
Anywhere online.
Absolutely. Proud members of the Sunflower Illumineers team. We finally got our banner in.
Yeah.
So
it looks great.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I kind of like it. My wife does a really good job at picking the stuff out. Anyhow, let's talk some Lorcana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick glance around the room. There seems to be quite a bit of Steel Song in presence.
Yes. It seems like, that's pretty much what everybody decided to bring, I guess.
I guess. And it was like one of those things where people did not think that Steel Song was in a good spot because of how powerful Blue-Red is.
Yeah.
Currently. But
do we have...
I think we had one Blue-Red list.
Okay.
We had one blue-red list on the that showed up.
Okay.
But I do believe that most everything else was a combination of Steel Song, one Blue Steel, two Ruby Amethyst, and then there was a bunch of stragglers. A couple Emerald Steel. Deck lists were a little all over the place.
Yeah. Everybody that I played against was not a meta deck, which was really cool for... I guess everybody except for one. Except for one.
That was me.
Yep.
That was me.
Okay, except for two then.
Okay.
Never mind. Yeah, because I played Ruby Amethyst and that was
fun. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's your favorite deck to play against.
But at least the first two games that I had, one of them was a
Blue-Red list, but it wasn't the typical Blue-Red list.
First match was that
was the Prince
Emerald Steel. It was the Robin Hood deck.
Oh, the Robin Hood.
That was round one.
Okay, so we have some rogue stuff off meta showing.
Yeah, and then round two was that Blue-Red
the Prince John items thing, which I looked over at you. You seem to be having a bit of fun with that.
I was not in the greatest of headspace at the beginning of that tournament.
Me neither, my friend.
Those two rounds did not improve my mood, but definitely felt better by the end of the day.
Absolutely. So I think without further ado, we can get into our first round.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. So
what are we watching?
The first round that we're going to be looking at is Nog. A.K.A. Ernie, who was on Emerald, or not Emerald. He is on Steel Songs.
Okay, he's on Steel Songs.
Absolutely. And then we have Scott, who is obviously on
that Ruby Amethyst.
On the Ruby Amethyst.
There he is.
It's one of those things where I don't think he'll ever be able to put that deck down. He seems to enjoy it. It makes him happy.
Yes, and that is that's the number one rule: is do what makes you happy.
Absolutely.
I can't bag on him for that.
Just because I'm not having fun doesn't mean you aren't having fun.
Exactly. That's funny. That seems to be how Ruby Amethyst works.
Absolutely. So it looks like Nog wins the dice roll there, and I believe that he's going to be on the play game one, because that's what anybody would probably want to do in best of 3 format.
Let's see.
For the viewers listening, we have not seen this match, so we're all experiencing this together. And it looks like Scott there's
looks like most of this stuff.
What was that, 5? Altered his hand 5 cards?
I believe so.
And then Ernie's
going 3-4.
So it looked like
4 of them going back.
It looks like he keeps an Ursula and a Storm Rage on there. He wants to keep an early answer to that Flynn Rider. That Flynn Rider Sisu combo can really put somebody down in the dirt if you let it, you know. So it's really important here to answer the Flynn Rider a turn after it's played.
Right, so, and granted, I actually have not gotten much experience playing against Steel Song. Playing with Steel Song.
Sure.
What is their answer for, I guess it is, you just said that strength.
Right, so you got
fire,
so you got a couple different options here. You can use let the Storm Rage on and deal 2 damage and draw a card.
That's the song I was thinking of,
and
not
then
the other one.
And then we have Strength of a Raging Fire as well, as long as you have 2 characters on the board. So Ernie here looks like he inks a Pete and plays out a Ursula. 2 ink, Singer 4, 1/4 stat line, which is pretty good. These two are playing at an incredible pace too. So there we see the Storm Rage on. We want to stop the Ruby Amethyst player from drawing cards. So we're gonna go ahead and clear that off the field. And then Ariel here is probably gonna search for a whole new world or something to, answer another card. Maybe I see an Along Came Zeus there. That could be a potential pick.
Mm-hmm. There it is. That's the pick.
So the reasoning he might have picked that is because he's respecting the Queen's Castle here. Mm-hmm. So he just has an easy answer to it after, or potentially a Sisu. Right. Or something along those lines.
Being able to get that knocked back down.
Really slow, fast. Yeah, and a really slow start for Scott here. It looks like he turn 3. He just plays a Heartcast of Friends, which is something you really want to be singing with a character. And then it looks like Ernie is going to be hitting his own Ursula for 2, possibly setting up that Rapunzel in hand to draw some more cards. Oh. So yeah, we see the Rapunzel come through. He'll heal the damage. He'll draw 2 more cards. Robin Hood, it looks like, is questing for 1. I believe that's his second.
I think that's at least his 3rd. I think.
We'll go ahead and get that updated too.
Oh, there goes the castle.
Yeah. So we did see Ernie grab that Long Came Zeus. Remember, and that's a really easy answer for the his board state's quite overwhelming right now. So if he can push his lore count up high enough before the B prep, it should be pretty decent. And then we see
they're shifting into Big Robin.
Yep, the shift Robin Hood comes through, and it looks like he's doing some maths here. It looks like he's gonna be questing for another 4. So now he's at 7. Alright, so 7 lore. Scott's finally on the board.
Hey.
Look at that. So the goat comes through, puts him at 1 lore. It has a 4/3 body on it, so it can contest things quite easily. Everything except for that pesky Robin Hood.
I was saying, I'm assuming that's what's about to happen is Robin, next turn, if the goat gets turned sideways.
Yeah, we see that other Rapunzel in Ernie's hand, so I can only imagine in Ernie's mind, he's daring Scott to turn that goat Scott sideways.
Right. I was saying, it looks like he's got that Pete in hand, and he's got, I think I saw a whole new world in there that he's waiting on.
So we got Ernie's going up to 11 here. Just really putting the gas on. Yeah. That's the crazy thing about the Steel Song list is once you let him get, this lore count rolling, it's just it can be so hard to deal with. And it honestly looks like Ernie's just trying to close this game out before that B prep comes through. Looking at the ink, Scott still needs 2 more turns, but I don't know that that's possible. So Ernie's at 12 lore here. And then we have a challenge. The goat is going to challenge the Ursula. And now I believe that the Robin Hood's going to go ahead and take out the goat.
So yeah, it looks like he moved him to the castle, but it's not like he's going to stick around for
Right. So since goat leaves play, Scott's going to gain 1 more lore, so he will be at 2 lore now.
Now, remind me, doesn't he get some lore off of
vanishing
with Robin?
So 2, 4, 6, 7. I believe Ernie went to 19 there, questing with the 2 Rapunzels and the Ariel after Robin Hood challenges.
Just putting the hurt on him.
Oh, yeah. And then the Pete came through and blocked all the actions, too.
Right.
So, it's one thing if, like, you can banish everything without a Be Prepared. Mm-hmm. But that Pete is a stinker.
Yes.
That Pete is a stinker. I got Pete played against me 4 or 5 times.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, those Steel Song players just chaining Pete's after Pete's, and it's really hard. I have 2 Be Prepares in my hand, and I can't use either one of them. You know what can you do? So let's get the lore count.
I guess.
Yes. So Scott's going to be on the play here, I do believe, and since he lost that last game, he'll be on the play. But what an impressive display of how strong Steel Song can actually be.
Right. That was very much a good example of how when it works, it works.
Right, absolutely. And I do know that people say that Steel Song is prone to bricking.
Really?
Yes, because they play a high... Well, some lists play a high uninkable count. I'm not sure if Nog is on the one drop.
Just ink a Flynn?
I believe he inked a Flynn and he played a Chernobog there.
So I'm assuming he's got another one in his hand.
He either has another one in his hand or he knows that it's not going to gain him very much lore.
Fair enough. Especially, you've got Robin coming out. You're more than likely to be able to shift out Robin sooner.
Correct. So with the Robin Hood there, it shuts the Flynn trigger off, and then on the following turn, it can just get zapped with the strength of a Raging Fire or anything along those lines. So it looks like Ernie's just going to play that 1/4 Ursula again. That Ursula is so good. And then looks like Scott's going to quest for 1 here with the Madam M Snake. Really questionable play there, because if Ernie has the shift line for the Robin Hood, that's just a free 2 lore. I guess the Crab can exchange with the Robin Hood, but at that point you gain 2 lore, you've drawn a card, and it's it just feels like you're so far behind at that point. Ernie taking a little bit of time to think about his next ink decision and his next play. I guess we're just gonna throw the Smee. I guess we're just throwing the Smee into the inkwell. We showed it to him anyways. So we're gonna Zeus the Crab. So we Zeus the Crab so the Crab doesn't give that Challenger +3 on his turn, so it doesn't allow him to 1-for-1 with the Snake and the Robin Hood or what have you. Alright, Scott draws for turn, taking a little bit of time to think. I imagine that he wants to try to bounce that rabbit as much as he can to keep the card draw up. And was that just a pass?
Well, I think we were distracted. He just played that rabbit. When he was drawing off the rabbit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got Pete singing Strength on the rabbit. And that hurts.
Yes.
That hurts. So one of the big things with the Ruby Amethyst deck is you really want to try to protect your rabbits to where you can get that good draw, Because like Rabbit and Castle is mainly your 2 draw engines.
Right.
So Scott's at 5 ink. We have a Maui turn here. So Maui can potentially come through and... Okay, so it looks like Maui's going to challenge Ursula. And then the Snake's going to trade with the Pete.
Right.
Interesting play. Alright, so we got the first whole new world of the game. There we go. There it is. How's that song go? Do you know how it goes?
I'm sorry?
The song. You're not much of a singer.
Well, yeah.
Not a singer in public.
Right.
Same.
Yeah. Something, don't you dare close your eyes.
Oh, that's too good.
Yeah.
That's too good.
I think that's all we can do without getting sued.
Maybe. Alright, so now we got... Who is that? A Lawrence? Is that a Lawrence? Lawrence just came through with the Piglet. So now it really looks like Ernie's turning on the gas here. He's going to try... I think I've seen another whole new world in his hand, too. So I think the plan is we're going to push the lore total and then wait for the be prepared. Or maybe we even just whole new world again. Maybe he has a Pete in his hand.
I'll say, I was looking for a Pete, but... I didn't see one, but... Right.
So you got the Brawl that comes through and takes out the Robin Hood. He's respecting the shift line there, is what I'm gathering from that.
Yes. Well, and enough to get it down so that...
Right.
At the very least, we got to get somebody else out there before...
Correct.
Piglet's getting extra lore.
And he just drew that shift Robin Hood, too. Did you see that?
I didn't. That hurts.
That's some epic foreshadowing from Scott.
Well, there's a Pete.
A Pete and a whole
that he just sent to the bottom because he found an aerial.
That might come back to bite him in the toe.
But he does have another whole new world now.
He does have another whole new world. Looks like we're gonna strength to finish off the Maui, and then we're gonna quest. What is that? 5. Piglet is quest for 3 as long as you have 3 or 2 other characters.
So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to with this next set playing Piglet.
Yes.
Because
Pirates.
I'm building a pirate deck.
Hey.
It's happening.
Pirates look phenomenal next set.
I know everybody else is also building a pirate deck. But that's fine. Let's all have fun together.
But yours is going to be the pirate deck.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it looks like Scott plays the B prep there, clears the board, passes over to Ernie, and Ernie follows it up with a Robin Hood.
Ugh.
And now we're just going to try to...
Lady Tremaine.
It's pesky. It's a pesky card.
It's...
So it looks like we're just going to try to 1-for-1 whatever Ernie plays at this point.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Ruby Amethyst really, where you can get in trouble by playing against Ruby Amethyst is after that Be Prepared. If you don't have a really strong follow-up, the Lady Tremaine can really put in some work. It looks like we're going to drop 2 Queen's Castles and pass.
Yeah, that is a play.
That's honestly pretty brutal.
That is, yeah.
So now Scott's going to generate 4 lore at the beginning of every turn until those Queen's Castles get dealt with.
And picking up an extra card.
And picking
because he's got Tremaine
He
there.
did move the Tremaine as well, so you are right. So we're going to play a Smee out. He's really thinking about this one. He has a whole new world. We're going to put 3 damage on the Queen's Castle, and then I imagine that we're passing from there.
Yeah.
And then Scott's going to gain 4 lore going to 5. How? That is so rough. He's going to draw. He's going to go to 5. He's going to draw an extra card because the Tremaine's on the castle. And then
play a rabbit for another card.
And then he's probably moving the rabbit to the other castle, to be honest with you.
That's probably his plan, I assume.
So Tremaine sings to friends on the other side, drawing another 2 cards. 4 ink left to work with here. Ink for turn will be the Chernobog's followers. Oh, man, a Maui right here would probably seal the game, to be honest. But I don't think he has one. I think I see a Flynn Rider and maybe a Fox. It was a purple card. I know it was a purple card. And it's no matter how much I tilt my head over, I just can't quite see. It looks like... Oh, no, that's the library. Oh, man. So if they're... Yep,
at least that's only one lore, right?
The library is only one lore, correct? So now with the shifting as the other characters, what do you do in Ernie's position here? If he left the Tremaine, he could finish out that Queen's Castle and at least prevent one card draw.
Right.
But now you put Ernie in a position to where, okay, if you kill my Lady Tremaine or you banish my Lady Tremaine, I'm still gonna
draw.
Right, and then the rabbit's gonna draw another card from the Queen's Castle.
The library. Do you happen to remember what its willpower is?
It is 8.
It's 8 as well.
The library's 8 and the castle is 7.
Well, okay, that's a play. So he had Robin and Smee swing both of those into the castle, and then he played Naveen, which allowed for a free play of grab your swords.
Correct, and it looks like Scott's gonna go up to 7 here. Man, these locations are just... Or he's gonna go up to 8, correct. These locations are just putting in some work here, honestly. Alright, Ernie checking his discard really quick. He's probably checking to see how much more removal he has.
Mm-hmm.
So Rabbit's going to sing Friends. I think at this point, I think Scott's just looking to play Tower Defense.
Right.
Have you ever played Tower Defense?
Once.
It's
many moons ago.
You build a tower and you defend it.
Oh, okay.
So that's essentially what we're doing here. We have 2 towers on the field, and now Scott is just trying to defend his towers.
Right.
and that will honestly be, if Ernie can't find an answer for the locations, it will be how he ends up losing this game, if you will.
Yes.
Looks like Scott was counting out his ink here. And a Be Prepared here would be quite crazy as well. So we're inking...
that's picking up another 2 cards if you Be Prep.
Right. So we have a Tremaine in hand. That's an Elsa. We're going to tap down the Naveen. And then we're challenging the Naveen with the Tremaine and drawing a card from that as well. I see Scott has that Flynn Rider in his hand, but I don't know that is going to do very much in this game. And then Elsa is hitting Robin Hood for 2. Okay, so he's setting up the play to take out the Robin Hood with Fox. Scott pretty much said, leave my castles alone. Moving over to Ernie's turn, I think he is in for a World of Hurt.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he has too much in his hand.
Now granted, I give up on games very easily.
Sure.
I don't know how you... Really, with Ruby Amethyst, once it gets cooking like that,
right.
I don't know how you come back.
It's very hard. So, right now... Ernie really just needs... If he can get rid of this castle, I'm not going to say easily, because it's not it's no easy feat.
Right.
Then he can probably pull back into the game, because Scott is only at 8 lore. Well, he's at 11 lore now.
Right.
So...
But Ernie did just get, looks like, was that 2 of those Daisy Ducks out there?
He did play 2 Daisy Ducks. He says if we're going to race, we're going to do it the right way.
Let's say.
So now Ernie has 2, 4, 6, 8 lore on the field. It can go to 14 his next turn.
Right. He'll go to 14 his next turn, and...
Oh, never mind. And just like that, just when you think you have a chance.
Well, if that isn't Ruby Amethyst in a nutshell.
If that's not how you play tower defense, I don't know how you do it.
Right.
Alright, so now Ernie's definitely checking to see how many B preps are left. Because
We've seen 2 of them so far, I believe?
Correct. We have only seen 2. So the play here, so I think that's an aerial, so we maybe play aerial, try to find like an long cane. Oh, that is a Zeus.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say we play the aerial to try to find the Zeus, but he already had it.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll find another.
Or strength.
Storm Rage
yeah,
on.
Storm Rage on. I get strength and Storm Rage on mixed up all the time.
That's me. That in conversation, but especially when trying to watch, the castle and the library look too similar for me.
Yeah, they're both purple.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. Looks like we got the goat out, so we should be up to 12 now.
We are up to...
Or we got 2 goats out, so we'll be at 13.
There's too much going on.
Yeah.
So 13.
He's moving too fast.
Did we gain them the lore from the castle or from the locations as well? Is he at 16?
We did not, so I believe he should be at 16.
I do believe so as well. Man, it just goes to show you that unchecked locations can really put in lurk here.
Mm-hmm.
So we got... Man, Ernie's a fighter staying in the game as long as he did. Oh, Scott just ripped 2 Be Prepareds off the top, too.
Yeah.
Even if Ernie says, hey, I can maybe do something, Scott says, I don't think so.
Yeah.
All right, and there's
I think we're going to game 3.
And that's going to be game 3. There's the concession from Ernie. And we'll get this lore reset here. And so now Ernie's going back on the play.
Mm-hmm.
So... one of the things that I think Ernie would like to see in his opening hand would probably be some of those 1-drop Daisy Ducks.
Right, getting those early on, and that is, if I remember correctly, it reveals the top card, character goes in hand?
Correct.
But if it's not a character, it's going to the bottom.
It's going to the bottom. You will not see that card this game.
Oh. And that's definitely what he was hoping for, getting both of those out there.
Yes.
It's just...
I know.
Unfortunately, it was too late.
It was indeed too late. Not only does Daisy Duck quest for 2, she's also a 1/4.
Right.
So she's
staying there for a couple turns.
She is so hard to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen Steel Song players challenge Madam Mim's snakes with Daisy Duck, and then followed up with a Rapunzel heel to draw 3.
Oh, that is...
I've seen players use Daisy Duck to do a lot of crazy things, challenging with Daisy Duck. Yeah. Who would have thought that would have been a thing?
I mean, it makes sense if you're setting up for that heel play.
If you need the cards, Daisy Duck will let you draw some cards.
Yes.
And I would like to note, the other thing with Daisy is, if you're playing Whole New World, you don't really care how many cards you give your opponent off of it, because on turn 3 they're going away anyway with Prince Naveen. If you play the Prince Naveen and then play the Whole New World, then you might gave them 4 or 5 extra cards, but now we're just gonna both go down to 7.
Right.
Or you're gonna go down to 7 rather. I'll go up to 7.
Yes.
So we have the turn 1 Cinderella. So turn 1 Cinderella.
And turn 1 pass from Scott on that.
Yeah,
he's inking that Elsa, but
yeah, the turn 1 pass from Ruby Amethyst is not really what they want to be doing there.
No.
It makes somewhat of sense if Ernie has a Let the Storm Rage on. He doesn't want to play his 1-drop that gets shot by the storm.
Saying, looks like we did quest with Cinderella.
Talk about sending a statement, right? Questing with that 1-drop Cinderella like that. So now now he comes out with a turn 2 Broom Chernabog's Followers, which, if you like to draw cards, then that's pretty good. That was a really strong turn from. That was a very strong turn from Ernie.
That is a very fast, very good setup board.
Indeed, and I do want to note that Flynn Rider doesn't do anything here either, because Piglet has the same power as all the other characters on the field, so he can't even get the Flynn Rider triggers. He'll have to find a way to answer the Piglet, and then
a quest with followers.
And then Scott's most likely banishing the followers here. Maybe not. I would think that you would probably banish the followers to try to find an answer for the for the Piglet.
I guess we're going to banish the broom by playing the fox.
Correct. That's what no exerted characters means that fox is just going to sit there. And that play might turn around to bite Scott if Ernie has a strength of a raging fire, but he has a Zeus, so that's so good. So we got 2, 5, 6 is what he just quested for.
I believe so. Yeah.
So he's at 7 already on turn 4. On his turn 4, he's at 7.
Turn 4, and Scott did just pick up. Looks like a Madame Medusa off of that Daisy, but I mean, that's not going to do him any good for a couple turns. Right. At least.
He needs some brawls in his hand.
It's not even ink at this point.
Right. Right. And if you're Scott here, you have to be sweating because you have to answer this because you know you're not getting to your B prep turn before that. So we got another 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are we at 14 now?
Wow.
So this was a really fast game 3. Shows you how aggressive this deck can really get.
Okay, so we brought out...
So we got a Maui.
Maui that brought out, looks like, into Daisy.
Correct.
And then he ran the Chernabog's followers
into
Piglet.
Yes.
So we got the library out the turn before, but we haven't gotten anything onto him yet.
So there's a Prince Naveen singing the swords, which is fine. He was really thinking about that trade, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna go to 2. Scott's at 2.
He might be at 3. We might have missed the lore from the location.
We missed one more?
I think so.
Okay. Alright, so now
and he just Medusa'd Prince Naveen.
Correct. And now we got a ink pass from Ernie here. And then we got, this is gonna go, Scott is at 4 now. And then we're going to play the Sisu, we're going to hardcast the Friends, and we're going to quest for 1. So Scott's now at 5. This could be the turning point of the game if Ernie doesn't draw anything here. I don't know about... I guess that's fine. So what he's thinking there is he doesn't want Scott to bounce the Medusa and replay the Medusa. I think that's the line of thought there.
Right.
Sometimes the initial thought would be, we get rid of the Sisu because it quests for 2. But you also have to remember that we're playing against Ruby Amethyst.
Right. And we're still far enough ahead that it's not a major concern.
Correct.
Now it's starting to get more of, okay, we really need to be answering.
It looks like that was a concession from Nog there after that second.
After that castle came out.
So Scott will take that one 1-0.
Yeah.
Or he'll take it 2-1. I mean, that was a pretty good game there. All right.
Yeah.
So, cutting back to here,
hello!
Hello, everybody! What'd you think?
Yeah, that was good. We have talked a lot off mic.
We have talked
about Ruby Amethyst.
We have talked a lot off mic about Ruby Amethyst. That is correct.
Pros, cons, personal feelings, all that aside, I mean, it's a good deck. It is very good at what it does.
Exactly.
And being able to watch that is good. You know what I mean? Like absolutely. It's good watching it. It's good knowing what it can do and being able to watch it.
I just don't like to be on this side of the table from it.
Right. I don't like to be on that side of the table with it either.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily my play style, but there are people that enjoy that. They enjoy the consistency that the deck does offer.
Right, and and again, nothing against them. It's good.
Yes.
However you play Lorcana, if you're having fun, you're doing it correctly.
I agree.
That's That's where I stand on it.
I agree with you. I will always be a blue-red player.
Yep.
Drawing cards and doing solitaire for a minute or two is kind of my thing, you know?
Yeah.
But
and I roll dice to see what ink combo I'm getting this week.
I do enjoy a good game of deck roulette, if you will.
Yes.
It's very fun. It's very fun. All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to jump into round 2?
Sure. Let's go. What do we got?
Well,
do we know already, or
I do believe so. So we have a Steel Song.
They are shuffling that so fast.
That is a very fast shuffle there.
I'd be worried about damaging the cards.
Let's see if we can slow that down just a little bit. There we go. That seems better. So I do believe...
Oh, that's...
This is Wesley.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Wesley here. I do need to...
I did not get to watch him play until now. So I'm very excited to actually get to watch him, because... write the player name.
And I do believe that Wes is 1-0 at this point.
Sure. I'll believe you. And who is this on
This is Kenny Green. So funny.
That's who that is. All right.
So funny enough, are you ready for a fun story?
I love fun stories.
So story time with Uncle Ken.
All right.
That's me.
Yeah.
So Wesley, player on the right, good friend of mine, played Magic the Gathering with him a lot.
Okay.
He messaged me the night before the set championships and asked if he could borrow a deck. And he's played.
So he's been playing Lorcana for a year now, right?
He's been playing Lorcana for. He's played 2 total games. So before the set champs. So before set champs, I hand him Steel Song. So that's what he's playing.
Oh, fun!
And our good friend Nog,
right.
Sunflower Illumineer teammate,
hey,
gave him a 5-minute crash course on how to play the deck.
Oh my goodness.
Because he has no idea how to play the deck.
Right. Yeah.
No spoilers. No spoilers, but
I have a feeling I know how this is gonna go.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
But here on the left, we do have Kenny Green playing Ruby Amethyst.
He's playing Ruby Amethyst as well.
He is. So we get Steel Song versus Ruby Amethyst back to back.
All right.
It's a great time to be alive.
You know, it is. It is. We get to be here talking about a card game.
A card game.
Life is pretty great.
I love it. It makes me happy.
Yes.
It makes me happy.
Those are some very...
Those are
ornate.
Yes, those are Dragon Ball exclusive sleeves that he got at Bandai Fest in Houston.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Or Dallas. It was either Houston or Dallas.
Somewhere down there.
I think all the Texas cities look the same.
They're
no offense to anybody from Texas.
They're all the same, except for Austin, I understand.
That actually does sound rather accurate.
So we've got, looks like Wesley's got Daisy out.
A turn 1 Daisy Duck.
And he's on the play, so Kenny matched by playing a Chernobog's.
Correct.
I did not see what he inked.
I did not either. But we do know that Wesley just quested with the Daisy, and he is now at 2. This is Wesley not knowing any of the cards and asking what it does.
Hey, that's good.
Which, if you do not know what a card does, you should definitely ask clarification from your opponent what it does.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Absolutely.
Find out from your opponent what the card actually does. Like actually reading the card.
Correct. So we got the 2-drop Ursula that we've seen a strong display of last game come into play, the 1/4 Singer 4.
So now we're going to ink a library.
Yes.
And we're questing with followers.
We're going to quest with followers and then
snaking
it back to the hand. So Kenny Green is at 1 lore. And Wes here if he has a character and a strength of a raging fire, that would really set the... Oh, there goes the brawl. Goes that brawl. Wow. There goes Scott, or there goes Wes again, not knowing what the card does and asking for clarification. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be doing that a lot this game. This is... I also didn't update the round. All right, so we got a Smee that come down from West there. I keep wanting to call him Scott.
So I don't
it's really getting
saying anything with Ursula, so we should be at 5 now.
That is correct. So Wes is at 5 lore. Wes just not scared of anything. No. He's just pedal to the metal.
Well, it's one of the benefits of being so new.
Yes.
You don't know what to be afraid of.
Correct.
That
is also true. You're not overthinking certain things,
Right.
Oh, he might have... I don't even... Well, I guess he could potentially have a fox here. But we're going to brawl the daisy. Okay.
That makes sense.
That does make sense. I wonder if Wes is trying to bait out the attack from the snake into the Ursula to maybe Rapunzel heal it on his next turn.
Oh, that could be. Looks like we're just going to quest with the snake instead.
We're going to quest with the snake. We're going to go to 2 and pass the turn.
He's got that Pete.
I think he might have just drew that for turn.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's a
sing Storm Rage On.
Yeah. Let's sing the Storm Rage On. Draw another card. It looks like it was that Cinderella.
I was say, does he have 2 of those now?
He does have 2 of what?
It looked like he had the two of the Cinderellas, but I could be...
And then Wes is going to go up to 7 here. That's Smee putting in some work. Smee, such a good card. It kind of enables the Rapunzel heal after a few turns. You get that damage on it, and then it resets the damage. You draw a couple cards. Also, a 3/3 that quest for 2 is pretty good stat line.
It's a really good card. Pretty much in any deck that uses it.
Right. I think Smee is an auto include in a lot of steel decks. I think I will agree with that. Kenny's going to take his time thinking about what he wants to do here. He doesn't have a character to bounce with Snake. Not saying he doesn't have a 1-drop in his hand that he can play and then Fox. But it looks like just a Followers and Sisu. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like Wes was getting some type of clarification there from his opponent. Maybe cards in hand or something. Maybe counting.
We do have, looks like that big Cindy now. The Knight.
Do we have is that the big Cindy?
Yeah, that's that Knight Cindy.
That is the Stout-Hearted. I will tell you that the crazy thing about Stout-Hearted Cinderella is Maui does not get rid of that.
No.
Not even close. You know how I know that? Because I tried.
Oh, you learned the hard way.
The hard way in set 2.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so Stout-Hearted Cinderella. Such a... Oh, and then we're going to get rid of the draw. Oh, and it looks like a top deck. Oh.
I'll say he's down to only 1 card, so might as well...
Yes.
Because he played the song, so he can challenge readied characters.
What a play.
That was...
What a play. And then we're going to go up to 9 here. Holy moly. Yikes. Popping that Followers with the Storm Rage on to enable the Cinderella to challenge that Sisu. And Cinderella
inspired.
Yes. Cinderella has resist too.
Right.
So she does not take any damage back from that Sisu.
No, of course not.
That play was absolutely brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna Maui into the Smee here.
Smee.
Well, you got to remember the Maui doesn't do anything to Cinderella. I guess you can take.
You can chip away at her.
No, kind of. But finding something to deal that extra, because that extra point of damage would prove to be rather difficult.
Right.
And if he would have challenged into it and then Wes followed it up with a Rapunzel, that would have
fair enough.
That would have been
that's
not saying that that would have happened, because I mean it can still potentially happen now. But at least now you would be making your opponent choose between questing for 3 or challenging.
She's got its resist 2?
She does have resist 2.
5 willpower, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So we're going to quest for 3 there. So it looks like Wes uses the Ursula to sing the strength of the Raging Fire, finish off the Maui, and then it makes it safe for the Cinderella to quest for another 3.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive hand shuffling by Wes, too.
That's
usually how you can tell if you're sitting down from a
that's a lot of years of Magic playing.
That's a lot of years of Magic the Gathering playing right there. And trading card games do translate a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. But Kenny is still 2 turns away from a Be Prepared.
Yeah.
And Wes is just looking at him, just daring him to play a castle or something. And remember,
get a broom out.
And remember, whenever Wes plays a song, that Cinderella can challenge readied characters.
Yeah, it's.
I think Kenny might be in a rough spot here. There's Wes not knowing what the card does again.
Yep. But again, good on him for
clarifying. Absolutely. Not a lot of people do that.
Yes.
So we have he just drew the Pete. It looks like he might have 2 Petes in hand.
Oh man!
If he can prevent,
now is the perfect time to play it.
Yes. You want to play the Pete right before the Be Prepared turn. Because I don't care how many cards of mine I'm getting rid of, as long as I get rid of your Cinderella. Mm-hmm. That it's such a hard card. It's such a hard character for Ruby Amethyst to challenge and banish. There comes the Pete. We're gonna take him off the Be Prepared, and it looks like a concession from Kenny Green there.
Yep.
He knows that he cannot deal with the thingamabob.
I'll say. Once Wes just ran away with it so fast, and then getting Cinderella out like that.
And we will put the sunflower up there to mark that Wes took game 1.
Hey.
I figured it out.
There we go.
Both players shuffling up here. Kenny Green will be on the play this time due to the loss last round, or during round 1. Alright, players draw 7 here. Can't really tell what it looks like. A location, a brawl. A brawl might actually come in handy.
Definitely found at least 1 daisy. I think I saw
daisy, a couple.
And he's got that Knight Cinderella again.
These hand alterations are rather interesting, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I don't know that Wes actually knows what he's altering his hand for. Mm-hmm. He might try to approach it from another aggro perspective, like he did last game. I think I seen a Piglet in his hand.
Yes.
Kenny Green with a good old pile shuffle here. Rather efficient at it.
Yeah.
Give it a cards a good old mix up there. So we got, looks like 2 or 3 I think 2 Cinderellas.
I think
1 daisy.
Ursula, 2 Cinderellas, a daisy.
And I think a Piglet was in there too.
It looked like he had a Piglet.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's the Piglet right there.
Is that a whole new world right there under his thumb?
Yeah, that is a whole new world.
Alright, so we're just going to ink a brawl immediately and get followers out.
I don't know if I'm Kenny Green. I don't know if I'm inking Brawl right now.
That's what I was about to say. Is that I feel like that would be not the first card I'd throw in the inkwell.
Right. So here we're gonna play that 1-drop Cinderella that has Singer 3, and I suppose that what we're doing here is we are setting it up to where if he did play the snake on turn 2, we can drop 2 1-drop characters and then sing the Strength of Raging Fire.
That may be it. That could be the move.
But it looks like Kenny just goes ahead and quests with that Chernobog's followers and then and banishes it to draw a card after inking a library.
Yes.
Looks like
Wes is inking Ursula to get Piglet out
and
there.
playing a Piglet, and I do believe that Cinderella might have quested for 1.
Yes.
So we ink another.
We're gonna castle.
Is that a Queen's Castle?
That's the Queen's Castle.
And then we're
right there.
hard casting the friends on the other side. When you see the Ruby Amethyst player take turn 3 off to play the friends, that tells you that their hand is probably not that great.
That's what I'm assuming. We didn't get a good look at what he found after the hand altar.
Correct.
I'm assuming he's got not the cards he's looking for.
I would,
if you're starting by inking your Brawl, a Castle, and a Library, that's
right. Okay, and now Wes is just turning on the afterburners here. So we're gonna quest for 3, 4. We're gonna go to 5. So Wes really coming out of the gates aggressively here, and this game could be over before it even started. To be honest. And I can only imagine that Kenny is regretting inking that Brawl.
Well, there's another Brawl at least.
But what are we taking? We have to take a Piglet here, right?
It's still early enough in the game. I probably would have gone for Daisy.
Really?
I think Piglet's easier to get rid of in general, but also Daisy's keeping you from getting more Brawls on your draw.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all of your towers, any sort of actions that you're needing.
Right.
She's standing in the way of that.
I never really thought of it like that, and that makes sense. This Daisy's putting in a lot of work, so we go in up another 2, 3, 4, so we're at 11 now. And I think Wes is just going to continue to be aggressive. So we're going to play the Ursula and then pass it over after questing for 7.
God, that is.
I think it's 7, right? 2, 4, 6. He was at 5, and then he goes to 11. 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, Piglet is 3, right?
10, 11. Correct.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be 6.
So we're gonna Maui into the other Piglet, and I don't know. Kenny might be able to slow him down enough.
Now that he's gotten both of those out,
I think Wes just drew a 3rd Piglet though.
That's fine because he can't quest this turn. You know, it'll take him at least a little bit to be able to get him to quest.
Right. So I think that maybe what we do here is we play that Piglet out, and I'm probably running the Ursula into the Maui. I do believe that's a 4 mark on the Maui.
Yes, it would have been because he just hit him with Storm Rage on.
Right. So we're going to go ahead and quest for 2 and go to 13. His wife's asking what a Madam M Fox does because he's never seen it. So he did challenge the Maui with the Ursula to get the Maui off the field. He's going to ink the Piglet. And then play
Robin Hood out. Okay.
I'm not mad at it.
Right.
I'm not mad at it at all. You know, I like that Robin Hood. That Robin Hood is very good.
I can't say with certainty that I would have played it any differently. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially, he's obviously got something else. He just picked up the Fox.
Right.
You're turning everything else sideways. So, the Fox can come out and hit out Daisy.
Right.
And if you're getting rid of the other characters, Piglet's not worth anything.
Sure. I mean, that very much makes sense. And if that fox does come down here and take out the daisy, in turn, Robin Hood can challenge the fox. Mm-hmm. And then it leaves room for a Rapunzel to come through and then heal the damage and draw some cards.
Right. And Robin's getting lore off of challenging.
And he's getting the lore as well. That is that would be an absolute fantastic thing for Wes here, seeing that he only has 2 cards in hand.
Right.
But I do believe that we know that he has a whole new world in his hand. I think
that looks like one of them.
I think that is right. So Medusa comes through here and takes out the Robin Hood, and I can't say that I blame Kenny for doing that.
Oh no.
The Robin Hood poses such a threat.
So that was probably really his play line with having Whole New World was going to sing it with Robin, I assume. Right?
I would believe so. I'm inclined to believe so. Yeah, because now we just hard cast the Whole New World, and that's such a dangerous thing.
Okay, that is 5.
That's such a dangerous spot to be in, too.
Right. Using up all your ink just for that and then passing.
We do have the bare necessities, though.
That is...
So if we can...
We've got bare necessities, and we've got a Naveen, so we could have played it for free.
Right.
In getting that body out.
So we're checking for the B prep here, for sure. I don't know why he passed him up. Oh, he's letting him read his hands.
Yeah.
Or read his cards, because Wes has no idea. But he's not seeing the Be Prepared in his hand, though, opens up the route to where Wes can just turn on the gas now.
Right.
Because why not?
Yeah. Right? You're going to hope that he's not drawing one. But as long as you keep Daisy out there questing,
we have
keep him from doing that.
He has a second Bare Necessities in his hand, too.
Oh.
So he can check again for it next turn if he draws some cards.
Right.
But looking at it, I think Kenny Green's play on his next turn is probably play the rabbit, bounce the rabbit.
It's
either play the rabbit and bounce the rabbit, or challenge
is he
with
up to 6?
He is up to 6.
He's up to 6.
Correct. Or he can challenge the Daisy with the Medusa here, bounce the Medusa, and then play a location.
See, I think... Does he still have his Fox? No, that got rid of with the Whole New World. Never mind then on what I was going to say.
So I have... What's in Wes's hand? A Bare Necessities. I seen a Naveen.
He's got the Naveen. He's got a Long Came Zeus.
And a Storm Rage on, it looks like. So,
is that Storm or is it Strength?
I think it's Storm. Wes, I'm going to need you to stop shuffling. Maybe? Yeah, that is Storm. Wes, I'm going to need you to stop shuffling your cards for a second there, bud.
Yeah.
So it looks like Kenny does play challenges the Daisy with the Medusa, plays out the library. Is he going to bounce the Medusa with the snake that he has in his hand?
If he does, he better get it over to the library quick.
Okay, so we're just going to try to go wide.
Okay.
Which I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Yeah, no, I...
Because Kenny has to play catch up here.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know, you can control the board sometimes, but other times you just got to know when to go.
Right.
You know. So Wes here has the Prince Naveen in his hand. He has a couple different songs.
Mm-hmm.
Wes just throwing cards all over the table. So we ink the Bare Necessities. I imagine we played the Prince Naveen, and we probably zap something. There's 4. He's gonna play the Prince Naveen, and then we're gonna.
Is that another Whole New World?
Yep. He just wheeled away.
Okay.
And I don't hate it.
Right.
I don't hate it. I I do believe he inked for turn, correct?
Yes, he inked one of the bare necessities.
Oh, correct. Absolutely. And
now, he does have a Pete.
He does have a Pete, so that can
which is great.
So it could stop Kenny from drawing some cards with friends on the other side. It can stop him from brawling a Cinderella. And I don't know if he would want to be prep, but it also takes him off of that play too.
Right.
It looks like Wes has a Zeus, 2 Rapunzels, another Cinderella, and then I guess we're just gonna keep going up a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. Might as well keep that pressure going.
I don't know. I don't know if I like the questing with the Cinderella here, because it just sends
us. It should be at 2 for Kenny.
Oh, yes.
Getting that library lore.
He does have the library.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No. I appreciate that. But questing with the Cinderella here signals to your opponent that you don't have the Cinderella shift.
Right.
So now,
to be fair, he doesn't.
Correct. He does not. But sometimes it's worth bluffing.
So he's being truthful.
He's an honest lad. He's an honest lad. All right, so passing over to Kenny. We got 7 ink. We can't play actions this turn. What do we do? I wonder. I can't see the cards in his hand. We could potentially challenge the Cinderella with the Medusa, snake it back to the hand, and replay it to get rid of the Naveen. I mean, we would have to.
We'd have to ink another.
We would have to ink a card for turn.
I was thinking he was still at 6. That's why I was trying to think of the math.
We see the.
So we're gonna crab into Cinderella. And just get Maui out.
Oh,
and
we're gonna
Flynn.
go. We're gonna go for the Flynn line. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna try to take more of an aggressive route and just try to rack up some passive lore gain here. So we got Kenny Green goes to 3 lore here. And what do we do next? He can still quest with the followers, right?
Right.
And
that's what I think he was debating.
Yes.
Was questing and
it does not.
He's not going to banish it.
I think he realizes at this point that he can't really afford to get rid of his characters with Wes being at 14 and a full new hand.
Right. Now, definitely, if I was Kenny, I wish I had some ink left over to have gotten people to the library.
Yes, I agree.
But
so we got, what can we do here?
Sometimes you're just limited by what you can do.
Correct.
He's got a couple Rapunzels, it looked like. We're going to play another Naveen.
We're going to whole new world again. We're just going to keep drawing cards.
Yeah.
And I don't hate that. I like drawing cards too. Alright. So now we go. We have the Strength of a Raging Fire in hand. We have that 1-drop Robin Hood. Looks like a Smee and Ursula. We're just turning the card sideways. We're going to go to 17. Maybe we just drop our hand and force a B-prep out of Kenny here. Because really, we just need... So he has that untapped... Or he has that readied Naveen that Kenny can't challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So if we just drop one more character, that poses game on board.
Right. Well, he's got game on board right now, doesn't he?
Right.
But
okay,
game on board with readied characters.
Right. Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Now I'm following you.
We're gonna strength the Medusa to prevent the bounce. He goes to 5 from the library. Whoops, not a T of 5.
He has T lore.
He has T stands for the. All right, so Flynn, Maui. So we're gonna
get 3 off of that.
So we're gonna go to 8. And really, Kenny has to challenge these characters. He has to challenge the Pete. He has to challenge the Naveen. I think if I were Wes, I would have probably played one more character if I could have.
I'm assuming he doesn't have a Be Prepared in hand. Otherwise, I mean, it's, if you ask me, it's turn everybody sideways and play Be Prepared.
Yeah.
Like, you got to try and catch up somehow.
Well, that's the other thing, too. If you let that Naveen quest for another 2, it puts him at 19. That means everything you play after that, you have to answer.
Yes.
Which can be quite difficult.
Mm-hmm. It can be done.
It can be done?
It can be done.
He can be taught!
I've seen it happen.
Yes.
I have seen a Ruby Amethyst player come back 0 to 19 and win it.
Did that happen to you?
It did happen to me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yep, I can, okay, so we're going to move the followers. We moved the followers to the library, then quested with it, banished it so we can draw 2 cards. 2? Because the library states that whenever a character is banished while there, you draw a card. It doesn't matter how it's banished.
He's going to ink that Sisu. That's what he was doing. He was trying to find a Be Prepared, and I don't think he got it. But he's got the ink now for inking that Sisu on his turn.
Right. So we're going to pay 1. I think we're going to move the broom. Are we going to move the broom? Because he can... So that's another 3. So Kenny's at now. Kenny's now at 12. Oh, there's the Be Prepared.
There's the Be Prepared.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep, let's not put our discard on top of our deck. Alright, so now we're going to follow it up with a Chernobog's Followers. And it looks like Wes has some cards he can follow up with himself.
Right.
What's the chances that Kenny Green has another Be Prepared in his hand? I think that's the first one we've seen.
It is.
That's the first one.
That's the first one we've seen from him today.
Right.
He might, but it'd be a lot easier to say if he did or not if we could see his hand.
Correct. It looks like Wes has a Smee, a Robin Hood, and an Ursula. We're gonna ink the Smee. Play the Ursula. Pay another 1 for a Robin Hood.
Right, at this point you gotta lay down as much as you can going wide.
He doesn't want Kenny drawing more cards, so he's gonna go ahead and take that one out. And I don't know that we pass there, dude. I think that we just play another character, put lethal on board, and make him board wipe it again.
Yes, I agree.
Like, whenever you're... I think Kenny Green goes up another 1, so he's now at 13. And I honestly think that's the play that I would probably make. 3 for a hard cast of Friends.
He pulled a tower off of or a queen, the castle, I think, was one of them.
Kenny's just going to go ahead. There's Kenny just conceding there. I wonder if Wes was at 18, but we missed a lore somewhere.
That's possible.
I think that's what happened.
I was saying.
But Steel Song of Ruby Amethyst.
Yeah.
2 in a row.
So watched both of them. Yeah, Scott won the first one, didn't he? He won round 1? Yeah.
Yes. So there we have it again. So
it's not set in stone.
It is not.
Ruby Amethyst or Steel Song always beats each other.
Correct. From my experience with both players, the Steel Song is favorable in the matchup.
Okay.
From their perspective.
Right.
But it also depends, like, as I said earlier, the Steel Song players typically play with a higher amount of non-inkable cards, making it more prone to breaking.
Yes.
So if that's the case, I mean, it can 3 out of 5 games, you know,
right?
Or
almost 60% of the time, it works every time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But it was that was a good match.
It was.
It shows you just how aggressive Steel Song can actually be.
Right.
Because it doesn't need to just control the board the entire time. It could just drop that turn one daisy.
That beginning of those games with watching West was wild.
Yes. He had like the same opening hand both times.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those what can you do, you know?
Right.
Like it doesn't give Ruby Amethyst enough time to set up.
Yes.
That's one of the things that I've noticed with the deck is that if you can put them on the back foot at the start of the game,
mm-hmm.
then it makes them feel like they're on the back foot the entire game.
Right.
But that also doesn't happen all the time either, you know.
Yes.
But
that is definitely something the more and more I play, especially the more I play at tournaments
Correct.
and whatnot.
Sure.
It is such a mental game.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
It is. And that may be part of why I don't love it. Because, like, I'm not great at keeping myself mentally in check.
Sure.
You know?
You did get a Mirabel.
I did get a Mirabel.
You got the Mirabel.
Hey, you know?
You beat me for the Mirabel.
Yeah.
You did.
I did.
Fair and square, you got
That's
it.
true.
Fair
That's
and
true.
square.
Yeah.
Who would have thought
we
that?
eked it out.
Who would have thought that it's very hard for Ruby Sapphire to deal with turn 1, turn 2 Curse Merfolks?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, you want to jump into Game 3?
Let's rock and roll. We got Game 3 and then Game 4, right?
That looks like...
I know one of the players for round 4 is Scott. We'll get to see him again.
Oh, is this Scott and
but
Cruz?
It won't be Scott. It won't be Scott this round because right now, while this is going on, Scott's beating me on the other side of the room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. So I do believe...
It looked like Cruz might have been...
I think that
might have been his sleeve.
I think that was Cruz. There is a way.
Oh, yeah, that's Cruz on the left. And then we've got...
And Kenny... Is that Kenny Green? I think that's Kenny Green.
Is that Kenny Green or is it Ernie that had that beast mat?
No, Ernie had the... Oh, yeah, that's Kenny Green.
Yep.
So we got 3 games in a row. Ruby Amethyst versus Steel Song.
Oh, is that what Cruz is bringing? Is Steel Song?
Cruz is on Steel Song. So here we go.
All right. Tonight is just really a deep delve into Steel Song and Ruby Amethyst.
That's all this is.
You know, Kenny, you could have sat on the same side of the table for us. That would have been helpful, huh?
Then I wouldn't have had to worry about updating names here.
I know.
And I believe that both of these... I think Cruz is actually...
Kenny is at 1-1, so I assume Cruz would be at 1-1 as well if they're playing each other.
Cruz is actually undefeated.
Or is he 2-0 at this point?
I think he's 2-0 at this point.
Okay.
I do believe so.
That makes sense.
So...
Left rank and right rank.
So Kenny Green is 2-1. Right?
Yes, because we're in round 3.
Yes. And then Cruz is actually 3-0.
Not 10.
He is 10-0. And that is that. So Kenny Green got paired up here. Cruz has been on Steel Song this entire set.
Okay.
So he has quite a few reps with it. I actually helped him tweak his list It looks like he does have a Daisy Duck in his opening hand. Strength of a Raging Fire.
Is that a Ursula?
Might be
third card.
It might be an Ursula, and I think a Pete's second to last card. So
was that a strength or was it a Smee now on that top card that he's got?
I'm not sure. I'm quite curious about putting back the Daisy here.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of playing Daisy turn 1.
I don't know a better time to play her.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever a bad time.
Sure.
I don't think that
fair enough.
I don't think there's ever a bad time to play the Daisy.
Yeah.
But do we know who won the die roll? Did we see? Oh, there's the fist bump. Good sportsmanship. These two are really good sports.
Yes.
Well, we'll find out who won the die roll here in just a second.
So always a treat. I mean, everybody around here is a good sport. I think. But
all right, so we're gonna ink the goat and play a bro.
Goat. Bold
strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it plays out.
Inking. So we're just gonna ink a Robin to play a Robin.
Absolutely. Both players playing at a relatively good pace.
Mm-hmm.
Can he draws for turn? I still can't see his hand.
I think he just pulled a fox. He's got a snake and a fox. I think I can see both of those.
Is the angle better over there?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've got my face like on the right side of the monitor, and I can see everything.
All right, so we're gonna ink the Turnabox followers. We're gonna quest for 1. So we got.
Did he quest for 1, or was that a?
He did quest.
That was a followers. Okay.
Yes, he quested for 1, and then bounced his character to play the snake here. Which I imagine he's trying to set up for I don't know if he's trying to set up for a Flynn Rider next turn or not. It just seems like in this match, the Flynn Rider approach isn't the approach you're actually trying to do because of all the answers for Flynn Rider.
Right.
We're going to ink the Lawrence, and we are playing out a Smee. So even if he does play the Flynn Rider now, he's got
to find something else to do.
He has to find something bigger than 3 now.
Right. He did just pull a Brawl, which is good.
The Brawl is good. The Brawl could potentially... So not questing with the Robin Hood here. Mm-hmm. I guess even if you did quest with the Robin Hood, Snake challenges it pretty good. But Kenny does respect the 5-drop Robin Hood.
Yep.
Or the 6-drop Robin Hood.
It's a 5.
It's a 5-drop. It's a 5-drop Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
3/6 body. Quest for 2. Shifts for 3.
Yes.
Very good card.
Oh, he's great.
Card. One of the best steel legendaries to be printed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right up there with Beast Tragic Hero.
I was about to say he's one of the 2 great legendary 5-drop steel cards.
Yes, absolutely. Very much in agreement with that statement. We got the Aerial. We're going to search for a song here. What song do you suppose that he wants to try to find here? There, we do see the whole new world.
Early on, I guess it would be that.
I guess so.
I wouldn't be mad for finding that.
I'm never
compared to anything else.
I'm never mad if I'm drawing cards.
Right.
I'm never mad drawing cards. All right, so we're going to quest for 2 with the Smee. We are going to let the Snake decide if he wants to trade into the Smee or not. So we got 2 Rapunzels in hand, too.
Oh, man.
So if he does not take out the Smee here, it could potentially be a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
So Kenny knows that Cruz now has the whole new world in hand.
So and comes a library.
We're going to move the Snake. Is the Snake challenging, though? That's the debatable question. So the thing you want to ask yourself is, do you, knowing that you have the...
I don't think he is. We're just going to quest with him.
Knowing that he has the whole new world in hand, do you want to draw more cards and get those cards wheeled away?
Right. I think that's why he's not challenging with that.
I agree. So we got the library. Okay, so we got Crew's taking a minute to think about his play. He's really thinking it out here. Is he going to ink the Rapunzel? I think he has a Rapunzel in his right hand there that he's going to ink. And we see that Rapunzel go into the ink well. We did see that he has another one in hand, though.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a whole new world. He has a Pete. A Rapunzel. We're going to play the Rapunzel. We're going to heal and draw one. Drawing a singular card. Let's see here. I think he's really debating on playing that whole new world right now.
Right.
Well, we're just going to strength the snake.
Well.
And then quest for 2 with the Smee.
Yeah.
I mean, it keeps your Smee alive longer, right?
Right.
So now you can't, like, you draw your card, but you, whoops. There we go. I wish that font was just a little bit bigger so we can actually see the numbers on their screen.
Right.
So what do you suppose that Kenny's looking for now?
So I mean, you've got Rapunzel out.
Right.
I think I'm trying to remember. She heals when she quests too, doesn't she?
No.
Or is it just on the play?
Just on the play.
Okay.
Just on the play.
Okay. So she is one of the cards, even from set 1, that after playing Lorcana all this time, I still don't have a copy of.
Yeah,
because she was very hard to find.
She still is very hard.
And I don't play a ton of that style of Amber, so don't need it.
Sure. We do see the brawl come through from Kenny. Got rid of
Ariel.
Yeah, right. And that's a Pete. Like, we're just turning on the gas here.
Yeah. No brawls this turn.
And then we're going to go to 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
And Cruz is really taking a minute to think about this. Sometimes you just gotta pull the trigger, man. Alright, so then... So much clicking. Alright, so now we got... No actions can come through. So we're going to play a rabbit and draw a card. As you should.
Right.
As you should.
Right, not a bad move.
Not a bad move. Not a bad move at all. I'm really quite curious about the Pete on turn 5 opposed to holding it.
Mm-hmm.
But we could potentially be trying to dump our hand a little faster so we can play the whole new world.
Right. So we're just gonna ink a snake and pass. I don't remember what else he has.
We got the whole new world in Cruz's hand. We don't have a singer to play it though. So
right. That's why getting rid of that Ariel was a good move.
Right. Yeah, because you don't want him to build. Holy smokes! Ugh. All right.
Maybe that's why Pete came down with only 5 ink.
And that's what 2, 4, 6, 7. So we're at 15.
Yeah.
Holy.
That's
pretty good.
Yeah.
So now Kenny cannot...
Another turn with no actions.
Right.
But somehow got to clear out that board.
Which proves to be quite difficult, I would say.
Right.
You need... what's it called? You need a fox? You need a lot.
You need a fox, or you need that, whichever. Isn't there a legendary scar that lets you keep hitting?
Yes, I play that.
Mm-hmm.
I play that. Scar would be okay. He would take out the Rapunzel. Yeah, he would. If you sequence it right, he could take out the full board.
Right.
Looks like Kenny is moving the rabbit to the library to challenge the Pete to draw 2 cards. 3 cards, actually, right? 1 for banishing, 1 for leaving. Oh, no, just 2 cards.
Just the 2.
Just the 2 cards.
Yep. No, what he was hoping for, I'm assuming, would be maybe even like a
miracle.
Well, that. But like either like a Tremaine or Medusa to get rid of that Piglet.
Right.
Because that Piglet is really the danger card.
That card is the danger card. And that means that Cruz takes game 1.
Okay.
Again, the strong aggro start from the Steel Song is just so hard to deal with sometimes.
Steel Song is... I have, I guess, been fortunate enough to not really play against a lot of Steel Song. This is really my first major, real exposure to it, especially watching now 3 games back to back to back
of the same deck.
Steel Song
versus Ruby Amethyst. How did we manage to do that? That's
yeah.
I'm gonna have to talk with the judge about that.
I
think it was.
I call shenanigans.
I also did not update the round. This is round 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense than it being round 2, but Cruz is 3-0.
Right.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Found it. My apologies on that one.
Cruz is going to be on the...
Cruz will be on the draw.
Cruz is on the draw. He was on the play of the first game.
Correct.
Okay. Right now we're just doing hand alteration.
Absolutely.
That's what confused me. I looked up and saw you only had the 1 card down. And
I did see a Piglet go into Cruz's hand. And I don't think we need to talk about how good Piglet is anymore.
No, that's it's OP. It needs to be banned. All that, unless I'm playing it, then it's not toxic.
Absolutely,
right.
We can ban the Piglet as long as we unerrata the Bucky.
So, speaking of Bucky...
Let's talk about Bucky.
I saw a thing, not even Bucky specific. I saw, and I wish I could... I'll bring it up later. Okay. Remind me later.
Sure.
Because right now, we're going.
After this round, when we cut back, we can talk about Bucky and Endeavor. So
we're inking a goat again.
And playing followers again.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. We're going to ink a Lawrence and then pass on Cruz's side. Ooh. Not as strong a start as what we've seen the Steel Song players have.
Is this finally what you've been talking about it bricking?
It very well could be. However...
I don't mean to sound that excited about watching it happen.
Right. So, Cruz could potentially be playing around... I don't know if he was playing against another color. I don't. Mm-hmm. There's more things to play around. There's an Inca Piglet. We're gonna play a Smee. Smee shuts off the Flynn Rider, so that's very good.
It's a good move.
I do believe Kenny's at 1 lore too.
Yes.
So the turn 2 Smee there, shutting off the Flynn Rider, proves to be really good. Because Ruby Amethyst somewhat depends on that early lore gain from the Flynn Rider to push him into the late game.
Right.
But if we can shut that off for, maybe three or 4 turns, mm-hmm. or shut it off long enough for us to find an answer, right? That Sisu proves to be a little bit of a problem. So the Sisu gets 1 power or 1 strength for every card in your hand.
In your opponent's hand.
Correct. So it really leaves it to a point to where you either have to dump your hand or get rid of either the Flynn or the Sisu.
Right. Yeah, it's a real good combo if you're on the right side of the table.
Right.
The only other that I've seen that really uses Flynn that well is that red steel deck that's going around.
Yes, the red
where you're dropping Gustav on turn 3.
Yes.
And that's
funny. It's funny.
It's great.
It's comical. That happened to me. It happened to me.
It happened to me.
It was amazing.
Yeah. I will never be mad.
Yes.
Seeing that combo.
I will never be mad at old Goo coming in.
Right.
You know.
So we got Ariel out. We did search for a song.
We got a Let the Storm Rage On, I do believe.
Okay, perfect.
Which
because I definitely missed what it was.
I think he actually seen 3 Let the Storm Rage On.
Oh my goodness.
So that Flynn Rider is gone.
Oh yeah.
So I imagine that's the play next turn is shutting that off. I do believe that Kenny Green gains 3 lore and goes to 5 from the Flynn
effect.
From the Flynn Rider trigger there. And we've Inca Sisu for turn. It looks like we're doing some maths here. Well, quest for 1. No banish still, which is really...
Yeah, he's really holding on to that followers, and I'm not entirely certain I know why.
I think he just knows that if the Smee takes out the followers, then the Smee banishes at the end of the turn. And then... I think he's just looking at it as free lore gain right now.
Fair enough, I guess. If you're able to draw cards differently, then sure, go for it.
That followers has got him 3 lore already.
That's true.
There's the
Alright, there goes that Flynn.
There goes the Storm Rage on the Flynn. So he will not be getting a passive lore gain on his turn now. But Kenny Green still has a pretty good lead on this match.
Yeah.
Unless Cruz can do something to actually turn the game around in his favor, I think Kenny might actually run away with this round.
We'll see. I mean, it is still very early.
That is correct. That's also true.
But yeah, watching this and Kenny having that sort of a lead this early on is not... it's definitely not where you want to be if you're Cruz.
Especially now
Hey, now we're on the board though. Looks like Smee's going to quest for 2.
So especially if Kenny starts dropping locations now, it's very hard for Steelsong to deal with the locations if they don't have the singers on the board to help with the Zeuses.
Right. That seems to be the big thing. Oh, and here comes Maui.
Maui's
finish off that Smee.
Maui is definitely looking at Smee like a snack. So you get the 1-drop Cinderella in his hand. I can't. Maybe if I turn my head over this way, I can make it out. Nope.
I think we quested again and actually banished.
So we took the card draw. All right. So now we have.
Or we may not have quested and drawn actually, because we somehow got rid of Smee.
Oh, did we?
So I wonder if he ran followers into Smee.
I think we challenged the Smee. I think you're right.
Which makes sense, because you gotta... Otherwise, you have to challenge with Maui.
With Maui, correct. Along came Zeus on the Sisu's a pretty good play there. Here comes the Daisy.
There's Daisy. Now, unless he gets a bigger threat out next turn, it's going to die to Maui. Unfortunately, you're really only going to get it the once.
Right. Yeah. So we have to. I think at this point we have to. I don't know what we do, to be honest with you. So I don't know that.
Did Kenny just ink and pass?
Yes, he has one card in hand, which could very well be a Be Prepared.
That's right.
Or it's. I think that it would probably have to be a Be Prepared, because if it's anything else, I wouldn't imagine not playing it.
Right. So I don't think he's running anything else that is that high.
I don't know if his deck list ran the 8-drop Sisu, which it very well could. Sometimes it's a 1/1 maybe.
Right.
So we got the Shift Robin Hood come in, sing Along Came Zeus, get rid of the Maui, and then Madam Mim Snake goes to the hand. What's that?
How much does Along Came Zeus do?
5.
It does 5.
It does 5.
Okay.
Correct.
For some reason I was thinking it only did 4.
No. The card's way better than you thought.
Yeah. Have I mentioned I don't know Steel Song very well?
That's alright, I have it built.
Oh.
I'll let you borrow it.
Hey!
You know what to do now. You've seen 3 matches.
Now I've seen it in action.
You've seen it played 3 times.
That's right.
You cannot go wrong. So Crew's showing us his hand.
Letting us know what we've got.
Crew's saying, hey, here's what's up. I don't think I'm losing this.
I appreciate that. Because obviously, next turn is going to be just whatever he draws.
So Kenny's still trying to get that passive lore gain here. So Madam Mim Fox actually has more strength than both of Cruz's characters.
That's true.
So as long as he leaves them standing, and Cruz...
So we're going to ink that Robin Hood.
Here comes a Cinderella.
Cinderella?
Oh, we're going to sing the Whole New World?
And then sing Whole New World with Robin.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I think Cruz might actually be at 4 too. I don't think I updated it since Daisy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he hasn't quested with Daisy yet.
He quested with Daisy last turn because it put a snake in his hand.
Did he? Okay.
We'll update it now, though.
Yeah, that looks like a 6.
We'll go up to 6. I do believe I missed the last quest. Alright, so what are we doing with the Robin Hood, though? Are we going to sing the Whole New World, or are we just going to leave the Whole New World alone? What do you think here?
I personally absolutely would sing it. Yeah. You've still got 5 ink. You're hoping to find something to either get rid of Flynn or get another body out with enough strength.
I think Cruz quested with the Robin Hood. I think that Cruz is saying, hey, I have 4 lore, you're only gaining 3. We can probably race this.
Right.
It also depends on if Kenny does a Be Prepared here. So Kenny is at 9 now. From that passive lore game from the Flynn Rider.
Yes.
And he's taking a minute to think about this. He might be contemplating to Be Prepared here.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I guess.
It's not a bad...
Is it worth it at this point? That's my main...
I honestly think so. And the reason I think so is because Cruz has 1 card in hand. And it's the Whole New World. You've seen him grab off of the aerial, right?
Right.
So if you Be Prepared here, it kind of forces your opponent to be like, hey, you have to Whole New World now, or I'm just going to beat you in the top deck game.
That's true.
But Cruz's top decks proved to be no joke when he top decks the Swords and clears the Fox and the Flynn Rider.
We were talking about Bucky earlier.
Oh.
That's what I was trying to say, but I wanted to pull up accreditation if I was going to say that.
Right. So
I think it's a fair answer about Bucky and all that, but at the same time, That sucks, but I love Ward.
Yeah. Oh, I know you. I know you like your Ward.
It sounds like whiners whining.
Right. So Kenny here plays the library and moves the Sisu to it and
it's gonna draw off of it.
And draws a card off of it. Cruz has a Robin Hood, a whole new world. Oh, what's that?
Did he draw?
Yes, he drew the Robin Hood.
Okay.
Yes.
No, did Kenny draw off of Sisu being banished?
Oh, that part I'm not quite sure.
I'll say. Cruz definitely drew because he got his Storm Rage on, but I may have missed it. I think Kenny might have missed that trigger.
So Kenny's going to go to 10 from the library.
And then 11 from the goat.
And then 11 from the goat.
That goat it's too much fun.
The goat's
I'm a big fan of the goat.
The goat is a lot of fun. Absolutely.
It's been a minute since I've seen Arthur have some play. Sure. But really, having Arthur out there, putting out the goat, and then sending him back for an extra 3 was crazy.
I think it's
back in set 2.
So Arthur, whenever he quests, you return a character, you gain 3 lore.
You gain 2 lore.
2 lore, but then
Arthur
goat adds 1.
Right. Arthur was a 3-drop, and then so you get him out turn 3, and then turn 4 you play the goat for 1.
Right.
Quest with Arthur for 2. Send him back. It was a 5 lore thing.
5 lore swing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That you could keep doing as long as nobody took out Arthur.
As long as you have a goat and an Arthur.
Yeah.
It's pretty powerful, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, it was a fun time.
Absolutely. I think it's Cruz's turn here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure he knows. I don't even think he knows what he wants to do. He still has that whole new world in his hand. He's at 10 lore.
He's got the whole new world, and he's got the 5-drop Robin, so he could sing it. I think we're just going to quest.
So he quests for 3, goes to 13, plays a Rapunzel, and then passes.
Okay.
So he's really just trying to race Kenny at this point, which I don't know that that's going to work out for him if Kenny has the goats and the bounce cards.
Right.
And he has all the ink in the world.
Yeah. He's got all the ink in the world. He's surprisingly, I guess, has not found a castle yet.
No.
To drop it. Which, I mean, if you're Cruz, you're thanking your lucky stars for that at least.
Absolutely.
But
the followers can quest for 1, banish itself, and draw 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
So we can force our opponent into a position to where if Kenny draws a Be Prepared or has a Be Prepared, I think this is the perfect time to play it.
Yeah. You'd be getting 3 cards off of it and a lore from the goat.
Correct.
So it would, yeah. Instead, okay, we're going to run the goat into Robin.
Right.
Which will give him a lore. And it does, 4 points of damage to Robin. So it won't be enough to take him out.
Right.
Which means the Cruz doesn't get to draw off of that.
It looks like Kenny is going to take out the Robin Hood with the Chernobog's followers. He finished it off.
Okay.
One of the things you want to try to avoid is leaving damage on a character knowing your opponent's playing 4 Rapunzels.
Mm-hmm.
But so we're gonna draw 2 cards off of that. So that tells me that Kenny Green did not have a Be Prepared there.
Yeah.
And then we're going to brawl the Rapunzel, and we're really...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you don't have a Be Prepared, I guess the next best thing is just take them all out.
Right. So he didn't have a Be Prepared, but he got pretty close.
Here comes another Shift Robin Hood. I think that's the 3rd one this game.
I think so.
It might have been the 2nd one.
No, it's... That's all I was debating, was if it was the 3rd or the 4th. I'm sure it's the third.
Looks like we're going to go to 15 here and then pass the turn. Man, Cruz is really just trying to get to 20. But, I mean, you don't win the game unless you're at 20. So, I mean, it makes sense as to why he's trying to do that. So, we're going to go to 15 here. Looks like a quest from the Maleficent. And then we're going to be prepared. So now Cruz has a strength of a raging fire. Cruz has a strength of a raging fire, and he has a whole new world.
And 6 ink, I think.
Not very much.
Right.
Not very much.
Not as much as you'd like.
Not as much as what. Yeah, we got 3. We got
2 strength of a raging fires.
Yep, we're gonna have to cast the whole new world
3,
here.
5. He's got 2 more. Okay.
He's got 2 ink left, and we're gonna play the whole new world. There's the Queen's Castle there.
I'll say, unfortunately, yeah, that's right where you're just giving Kenny all of his stuff that he needs now.
Right. So I think the best line of approach here is hopefully drop a Daisy and a Cinderella. And
well, there's your Daisy.
If he has a 1-drop Cinderella, he could be posing lethal next turn if he has a Stout-Hearted in hand.
I don't think he does, because he just passed. So Kenny will go to 16 off the library.
Kenny is at 16.
I mean, if you're Kenny and you've got the cards, you just drop 2 castles and call it a day, right?
Yes, absolutely. At least drop another location. If you drop at least 1 more location, it kind of just seals it up.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So we're
gonna brawl the Daisy.
I mean, that's fine too. You don't need to, as long as this thing just needs to survive for 4 turns and you win.
Yep.
Right. So we're gonna. Did we brawl? We didn't brawl and then pass, did we?
Did he?
No.
Okay,
No. Cruz was just
counting up his ink.
Right. Getting his. He's brainstorming for his turn. I think is what's going on here. Whose turn is it? It's still Kenny's, right?
Yeah, it's still Kenny's.
Taking a minute. Okay.
There's the
goat. Yep. That kind of just... I think once you get to 7...
Throw down a snake.
Once you get to 16, goats... All I need to see is 1 goat, and then it's means for me to concede.
Right.
That's... Because typically you don't play the goat without being able to bounce the goat.
Mm-hmm.
And even so, even if you don't bounce the goat, you can just have another goat in your hand at this point, right? Or a Flynn, or a Flynn Rider, So now, if we're going back to Kenny's turn here, Cruz has to.
Back to Cruz's turn, yeah.
Cruz has to get rid of this Flynn Rider.
Yep. Which thankfully he's got. Well, no,
he's got
strength, not storm.
Well, he just drew a full new 7 cards.
Oh,
remember?
Right.
He played the whole new world on his last turn.
I'm still thinking in the past.
It feels really bad if you have to pay 4 to Zeus a Flynn Rider, though, right?
Yeah.
That takes 4 ink. That's more than half of your resources.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. Now, unless
you're hoping for a Naveen or something,
right,
to get a body out and be able to sing,
right? You can't at this point. You can't even try to shut off the Flynn Rider because they gain the 1 passive lore from the library.
Okay, so we're gonna do a whole new world again off of Naveen.
There's another whole new world in the hand too. It'd be really cool to see a mill out, wouldn't it?
That would.
But I don't think Cruz drew it. Yep. And then there's a concession. So we're going to
game 3.
We're going into a game 3 here. So bazinga. All right. So now we'll reset the lore. Ka-chow. And then we'll reset this lore. And Here comes the game 3. Cruz will go back on the play.
Yes.
And I think he now sees how good Daisy and Piglet are on the versus the play and the draw. So he might be looking to start a little bit more aggressively in game 3 being on the play.
Right. I mean, you gotta, especially at this point, having witnessed firsthand what Ruby Amethyst does.
Right.
When you're not immediately getting out there, getting ahead of it. If you're allowing him to get Flynn and then that Sisu out, it's just bad times.
It can take over the game.
Right.
There's been times playing Ruby Sapphire where a Flynn Rider will just beat me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I can't do anything about it until later in the game.
Yep.
And that is typically the story there and of the Ruby Amethyst. You kind of have to keep an answer for the Flynn, right? But the Ruby Amethyst player can throw you off by not playing the Flynn.
Right.
So now you have brawls in your hand that don't hit the snake, they don't hit the fox, don't hit the goat, and if you're lucky, they'll let you hit a rabbit.
They're right. Your best shot or your best luck with that is, I'm not even sure, maybe a rabbit, but if you're playing a brawl, who else has 2 strength?
I guess you can hit a Chernobog's followers if you get desperate, but in the Ruby Amethyst matchup, there's not a lot that you take out with the brawl. Yeah. So we're going to Inca Lawrence here. We're going to start out with that 1-drop Cinderella, which is a really good play. So now it goes back over to Cruz. If he has a strength or a let the Storm Rage on here, it can prove to be kind of bad. Okay, so we don't have the storm, but we do have the strength.
Right.
So now that puts Kenny a little bit behind because now it doesn't open up his turn 2 plays of his bounce character.
Right.
And
getting that Smee out there.
And getting the Smee out there kind of just shuts down the Flynn Rider before it even comes onto the field.
Right.
So very good turn 1, turn 2 from Cruz there. And now it does look like he has another strength as well. And I think I see a Pete in his hand. There's a Pete to prevent the brawl. Cruz will go to 3 lore, not 3 ink. Although he is at 3 ink.
He is at 3 ink.
He is at 3 ink. Kenny Green, inking a broom, going ahead and playing out the library. I don't know that I would play the library here due to having my opponent having 7 strength on field. But the other thing too is Cruz probably doesn't care about that. He has He has 5 lore on field, and can just go to 8 this turn, play a Piglet, and go to almost 15 next turn.
Well, I guess we're not going to do that, though. Instead, we are going to have Pete challenge into the library. Then... Okay, they're going to quest with Smee and Cinderella.
So we'll go to
Daisy
6.
And a Piglet out there. It is looking rough if you're sitting across from that.
Right. Yeah, and you're still 3 turns away from a Be Prepared.
Right.
This is that aggressive start that Daisy has brought to the Steel Song aspect of the game. Being able to go aggressive in the early game and then mid-range control and push the lore over with like your Robin Hoods and your Cinderellas in the late game is really good, really strong. But I think I think you're right though. I think that if I'm Kenny Green in this situation, we're fighting,
Yeah.
We see the brawl come through on the Piglet, which is probably the best target for that. Cruz only has 2 cards in hand though. If Kenny can stall him out, it might prove prove to take the game. I do believe that Kenny
should be at 1.
Kenny is at 1 lore. We missed that lore trigger from the last one. So I think you just use I think at this point you just go ahead and take out the library. I like to say, like, if you deal damage to the location, just fully commit and take it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'm a firm believer in that. Yeah.
Right.
Never hurt what you can't kill.
Right, absolutely.
So he did quest with Daisy, which sent a followers to Kenny's hand.
Sure.
And then he's going to quest with Cinderella as well.
So should he
be at 9.
So he's at 9 lore. 9 lore now. Man, this Steel Song deck can just really take off with a game too. If you open up with that Daisy, I don't even think he opened up with Daisy, did he? He opened up with a Cinderella.
No, Daisy just came out that turn before.
Right. He Cinderella Smee, Pete, Daisy, Piglet, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know that. So it looks like Cruz is passing here. He's taking a minute to think about things. So we're going to go to... Kenny Green is now at 2 lore.
So I'm assuming we can't quite see their hands because of the angle, but I'm assuming Cruz does not have a Rapunzel, which would be the main reason why you're not questing with Smee.
Correct. Yes, absolutely. In order to do anything with Smee again, it has to be a really good trade, or push you to where you can win the game.
Right.
I think. I mean, I also think that Cruz skipped ink last turn too, which would signal that his card in hand is an uninkable card.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a goat. So Kenny will go up to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And inking a Sisu. And then playing out the followers. I think he's just doing some quick maths here.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to keep fighting though. The game's still so he has a Strength of a Raging Fire in hand and a Let the Storm.
Is that a Storm Rage on?
That's what it looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and take out the goat. Kenny will get another lore and go to 4. And then storm the other one and draw a card. And then we're gonna quest for 2. Flynn goes to hand.
Flynn.
2. He's really debating on questing with that Smee, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to quest for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go to 15. Those 2 lore characters that are really cheap are kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's wild watching the aggro part of the Steel Song kick off. That is...
Like, you just have your one draw, your one quest characters there to play your songs for free.
Right.
Then you just continue to drop characters. Then you chain your Pete's together to prevent board wipes.
Yeah.
The deck is quite silly.
It's a good deck.
The deck is quite silly. And seeing these Daisy play... Daisy makes me so happy.
Mm-hmm.
So Madame Medusa comes through, takes out the Daisy here, tries to slow him down for maybe a turn. If that's I don't know what that was. That was a Robin Hood, and we're gonna Zeus. We're gonna Zeus the Medusa. We're gonna quest for another 4, and then if Kenny don't draw a Be Prepared off the top, then that's probably game. What a crazy game this is.
That is.
I think that if Kenny had an answer there, he would have windmill slammed it, but there's no getting out of that, I don't think, because you would need something that takes care of multiple characters at the same time and whatnot.
You're 2 turns away from finding that. Be prepared.
Right.
That's.
Yeah, that was a really good game there.
Alrighty. So now we're in round 4 for real.
We are in round 4 for reals.
And we
have returning friends.
Yeah.
We have Scott on the left and Wes on the right.
On the right.
And for those of you who don't remember,
it
is another Steel Song and Ruby Amethyst.
Oh, good. We haven't seen that yet today.
We haven't. This is all new.
Yeah, this is brand new.
Brand spanking new.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So both players, 2-1. So they're both playing for top 4 right now.
Yeah.
Whoever wins this makes it into top 4.
Oh, wow.
And I think Wes just split a sleeve, which is why you see that card out of its sleeve on the table.
Judge?
I do believe that the judge was actually beside him when that happened. And she handed him another sleeve. Scott over there rolling craps rolled a 3. Scott or Wes with the 7.
Scott, if I remember right, he had told me later he did not win a die roll that entire day.
Well, he still made top 8, so we'll count it as a win anyway.
Good for him, at least.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright.
So Wes is thumbing through his cards here. Looks like he has a Daisy, 2 Cinderellas, and an Ursula.
Looks like he also held on to that 5-drop Robin.
Oh, really?
That's what it looked like. But
sometimes
I'm not
it's
sure.
a little hard to tell with the steel color. All the steel cards look the same.
Well, I don't see cards that way.
Okay.
But, you know.
I mean, all of the purple cards look the same too.
Oh, well, that's just true.
I mean,
that's just the way that those cards are.
No, I mean the Queen's Castle in the library. Whenever you're looking at it from this side. So there's a turn 1 Cinderella.
Yeah.
Which is very strong play. We got a Storm and a Strength in hand, I think.
So I guess if you've got that 1-drop Cinderella, I'm much more okay with holding off on Daisy until round 2.
Right, absolutely.
Turn 2.
Especially on the play, because you want to do that. You want to take against this particular game or Double Daisy.
Oh, Double Daisy.
Good night.
That
is rough. So we got a Flynn rider there, but buddy, like you can have your 3. I'm taking 5.
Sure.
You know,
right. I'm going to take your 5 and the top 2 cards off your deck.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. So we got the first trigger was a snake
and a Maui. All right.
But Wes is now at 4 lore already, which is a very strong start. So we got and then there's another Storm.
Stormer's on to get rid of Flynn.
Yikes!
Immediately.
So Wes still has 2 ink to play around with here. It looks like he's gonna play another Cinderella or the Ursula. I
would drop the Ursula. I think
he. Oh! Let's just drop all of our cards. We can do that. We can do that. So
in that case, it's fine to ink the Ursula like that. If you're
if you want to play a Smee and a Cinderella and you ink the Ursula, I'm not gonna tell you no.
Right.
I can't tell you no.
I think he's figured out how to play that deck pretty well.
You know, it only took him 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Let's.
Okay, so we got the Sisu and a pass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that this is where you want to be if you're Scott.
I don't think it is. I really don't. Because that's
Wes only
2,
has
4, 6. I mean, that's
I'll remind you
potentially up to 8 lore just to quest.
And Wes only has 2 cards in hand. That Sisu's not challenging anything for much.
Right.
So even an ink here. Even if you ink here.
Fox to hand, Tremaine to hand.
There's West not knowing what cards do again.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that quite a bit.
And he's going to quest with everything, so that's another...
10, 11, 12. He's at 12 already.
That's another 4 to go all the way up to 12.
Holy moly. And there's and then plays just plays the Prince Naveen for... And he has no cards in hand.
Yeah.
So Sisu's hitting for 1 damage into anything. That Sisu can't challenge anything effectively.
No.
All it is a 1/4 body that quests for 2.
Which I assume that he's about to bring it back for the Fox.
I think they're just going to go to game 2.
Let's say he might.
You have to... So, 2, 4, 6, 8. Wes is at 12 lore here. Even if he takes out one of the 2 quest characters with a Fox...
Yeah, we're going to game 2.
The 2 Cinderella... Wow, I think that's the fastest game we've seen all night.
Definitely.
Wow.
That was... What was that? Turn 5, I think?
That was a turn 5 win from the boy Wes there.
That was impressive to watch.
That was very good.
Yeah.
Those are the type of Steel Song games we need right now. We just need to get through this last one.
Yeah.
So the players alter their hands here. I don't know if Wes can really get a stronger start. That was a very...
I'd be hard-pressed to think of one.
Me too. I'm not going to say there's not one. I see a Daisy Duck in his hand.
He's got a Daisy and a 1-drop Cinderella.
He loves those 2 cards.
Yeah.
He loves those 2 cards.
I mean, wouldn't you?
I absolutely do. That's why I play him.
So Scott's got a followers out already, and we're going to ink that Ursula to play Cinderella.
Right.
Which...
Needs no introduction. Right. Needs no introduction. One of the strongest turn 1 plays in the game. If I say so. So we have a Flynn Rider here. So Wes needs to pop the Flynn Rider or play a Smee.
He could do both.
Maybe he has because he has a singer. You are not incorrect. There's Wes reading the cards again. Mm-hmm. Good on you, Wes. Nobody's mad at you. Play a Piglet and pass. So Piglet actually shuts off the Flynn. So I don't think that's a bad play.
How much strength does Piglet have?
Piglet is a 2/2.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's enough to match.
It is enough to match.
That's all you need.
That is correct. Flynn Rider does specifically say that if you have the highest power character.
Right. It has to be higher.
Right. So here comes the brawl from Scott to take out the Piglet there, and I guess the Flynn Rider is going to quest for 1 as well. Scott did quest and banish the Chernobog's followers to draw a card. Draw a card. Sorry, I had a little I got a little befuddled there.
Right now, I think we played Aerial, so we searched for that song and found that Strength of a Raging Fire and just immediately sang it with Cinderella to get rid of Flynn, which, yes.
Absolutely. I do not, I don't think I would have done that any differently.
Right.
Honestly. Now, this is a really curious play here, playing that rabbit without a particular way to protect it and bounce it back. Mm-hmm. So it really gives Wes a chance here to make sure that rabbit doesn't get abused.
Right.
So we start out with the string.
Which is good, because we definitely want to stop any rabbit abuse.
Right. Yes, we are not fans of animal abuse on this channel.
That's right.
So we start out with let the Storm Rage on, put 2 damage on the rabbit, but the question is can we finish it off from here?
I don't think he's going to be able to.
See a Piglet and a Daisy in hand. Is that 2 daisies?
Yeah, I think it's 2 daisies and a Piglet.
So Wes is going to just go...
Play those.
He's just going to...
2 daisies and a Piglet.
Go bananas. So he's going to quest for 1 with the Aerial and go bananas with his aggressive cards. So it really And it doesn't really look like Scott has much to...
Okay. So we're going to have that 5-drop Elsa is a pretty good card.
One of my favorite cards. It is one of my favorite cards from set 5.
Yeah, it is... I have yet to have seen it not come in well.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, absolutely. So Rabbit's going to go ahead and finish off the Cinderella.
Okay.
Probably respecting the 5-drop Stout-Hearted. And then I think Wes just drew another aerial. So I think what Wes is really looking for is a whole new world to kind of reset his board. But I do believe that is a Strength of a Raging Fire as well, which will take care of that Elsa quite nicely.
Yeah, it's going to finish her off. Let's see if he sings it with the other aerial.
I think he kind of has to, right? And then Quest for 4.
Followers to hand and a goat to hand off of those daisies.
5. You said a followers to hand and a goat?
It said a followers and a goat to Scott's hand. And there comes the goat, so that'll bring him up to 4. And he's going to play that followers.
All right. So Wes reads both of the cards, as he should. New player. Also playing for top 4. Very impressive. Looks like we're just going to quest for 2, 4, 5, 6, and go to 11.
I will say, even if you've been playing for a while, not a bad habit to...
Correct.
Refresh yourself and read cards when they come out.
I very much agree with you. Sometimes I have to do that with cards because there are cards that I've seen in the format that I just never seen them played before.
Yep.
I've seen them on card reveals and then never seen them again.
Yes, that is very much a problem that I have. I have the additional wonderful problem of remembering cards wrong.
Yes.
Like, oh, such and such has evasive or such and such doesn't.
Correct.
You know, It
looks like the followers...
I think he quested
I think he
popped it to draw.
Yes, I think he's definitely looking for an answer for everything.
But now he's got the library out and the rabbit out.
Correct.
And then he ran the goat into one of the daisies.
Yes.
Which, yeah, you want to get rid of that. For sure.
So we have a strength in his hand, it looked like. So I'm curious to know, would you just play the strength, get rid of the goat, and then just quest with everything again and leaving your characters to where Rabbit doesn't challenge them? Or doesn't banish them in challenges? It appears that's what Wes is thinking is so far.
Right. You're up to 11 already. You've got the ink to get Robin out.
I honestly did not see it coming to where he just plays the Robin Hood and then just
yeah.
Does that. So it doesn't look like Scott has a Be Prepared in his hand though. I think that if he did, he would probably most certainly play it here.
Oh, absolutely. Interesting. I wish I could see what he has in his hand.
Right.
To be inking the castle.
There's a Maui.
On this turn.
Right.
But yeah, he'll use the goat to get rid of the other daisy, bring out a Maui to clear out one of those aerials.
Then he foxes the rabbit. He foxes the rabbit back to hand. And then takes out the other aerial, leaving Wes with a standalone Robin Hood.
Now the question is, does he have a Rapunzel in hand? Because if so, you're going to run Robin into that fox, get your 2 lore off of challenging and banishing, and then play Rapunzel.
And draw some cards.
And draw a bunch of cards.
Right, absolutely.
I don't think he found it, though.
I don't think so either. It could be one of those things where he does have it. He's just thinking it through a little bit more.
Right.
But I do see the whole new world in his hand.
Yeah.
So if you can sing the whole new world here, drop another couple characters. Okay, so we're not gonna do that, but we are gonna. Or maybe he did have a Rapunzel, we just didn't see it. Oh, another Robin Hood.
Okay.
I am not.
I think Scott should be at 7 for that goat.
Yes, Scott is at 7 because of the goat. You are correct. I think Scott is at 8 because of the library.
Oh, yeah.
We're just going to keep giving Scott lore.
Yeah.
Looks like Scott moves the Maui to the castle so Maui can effectively challenge the Robin Hood too. Or challenge the Robin Hood and then draw
a card off of it. Right.
That's...
Yes.
Apologies.
No, you're good.
We're going to Medusa that one. It goes Wes reading cards again, which is a very good habit to get into.
And then looks like he drew, was that a storm? That he pulled on? I
couldn't tell.
Can't tell now because it's in a card blender.
Yeah. Wes is a very good hand shuffler, if you will. Oh, is he got a
1-drop Cinderella?
I think he has a Cinderella. Was that a piglet? I don't think it was a piglet.
No.
But he still has the whole new world in his hand, yeah?
Okay, so he's got a little Robin and a Cinderella.
Is that a whole new world?
And then...
Oh, that's his strength.
That's his strength.
That's his strength of a Raging Fire. So we could effectively take out the fox here, but it doesn't look like he wants to do that.
Yeah.
And Scott will go to 9 lore from the library.
Now, obviously, the goal here, or the hope here, is finding either your shift Robin or your shift Cinderella.
Yes.
To be able to just play.
Yes, the ideal...
However,
the better of the two in this situation just went away.
Yes.
Because I think Scott's thinking there was, if he draws a Cinderella and shifts it, that's game.
It is.
Whereas
she plays for 3, doesn't she?
Still, is that a Prince Naveen in his hand?
Looks like.
So we can.
So we might be getting that song for free now.
Yes. So
it's a matter of where you want it to go.
I think we take out the fox, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think you can take anything else out.
You cannot. What did he do with the Robin Hood? Did he
I assume that he just quested? He's not challenging anything.
I think so as well. So the answer is, does Scott have a way to answer the Prince Naveen? If Scott can't answer the Prince Naveen, then Wes has game on board. And Scott will go to 12 here. And... Oh, and then that makes him banish another character. Okay. Well, I think it's safe to say that there's going to be a game 3. Right?
Yeah, that seems to be likely.
We'll just get that little button ready. I think that, there's the concession from Wes here. They'll go to game 3. Wes will be on the play this time. You might not remember game 1 because he won it by turn 5.
This was game 2.
Yes.
I definitely had forgotten.
There was it's a little bit of
that fast.
Yes, game 1 was was extremely fast. Yes.
Especially compared to this by the end was just starting to become a real, not as bad as it could be.
Correct.
For sure.
Correct.
But starting to grind a little bit.
Yes. All right, so I do see at least 2 daisies in Wes's hand.
He's got
the Cinderella.
He's got a little and a big Cinderella.
There's one daisy.
And a whole new world. Is that what the top is?
A whole new world.
That was incredible.
Thank you.
I'm gonna isolate that audio.
Absolutely.
Later.
That's your new ringtone.
It's probably going to be my text notification.
Yeah. Only for me, though.
Well, of course.
All right, so both players altered their hands, shuffling back up. I know that Wes did keep the 1-drop Cinderella and the 1-drop Daisy. That is proven to be his favorite plays.
That's utterly shocking to me that he would keep those cards.
I know. Let's spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Looks like
He's got that Ursula.
Yeah.
Inking Strength.
I'm quite curious about that.
Okay.
I think that he might have I see another strength in his hand. Scott goes with a turn 1 ink pass. And I think you just...
I think he's debating between that Ursula and playing a Daisy.
Yes, I also agree. We're gonna go.
And he had a Smee too to drop out. Okay.
There we go. And Wes is at 1 from that Cinderella. Did Scott just go with a turn 2 ink pass?
I think so. Is this about to be like game 1?
It kind of looks like he. Maybe he hasn't done anything. He did go turn 2 ink pass.
Wow.
That is rough.
Yeah.
So he's at.
He should be at 4 now.
He's at 4, correct.
And he dropped a Daisy and the Ursula.
Yep.
On his 3rd turn. That's.
Yeah, they say that if a player stumbles, green light go.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go ahead and play the Sisu. So he's gonna be running into the same issue that he had with Sisu the first game. Wes is just gonna keep dropping his hand, and the Sisu's gonna be a 1/4.
Well, I don't think it matters that much because he's got a strength. He's just gonna drop her that way. He's gonna
hard cast the strength and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now Wes is at 10.
Yeah.
10 lore here.
Scott is at 1 because he just got a goat out.
At least it's not a complete.
It's not a total shutout.
It's not a skunking. And then
now he's at 2.
Now he's at 2. And Wes
looks like he just dropped a piglet out there
2, 3, 5. He goes up another 5. So now he's at 15. Smee had 2 damage on him. Yeah, that's game.
Wow.
That was a very fast game. That was a turn 5 win.
Wow.
Or turn 6 win. Yeah. Regardless, it was a very fast win.
That was an incredibly fast win. Again from Steel Song.
Right. Absolutely. Oh!
Hello!
All right, so we just watched 4 rounds.
4 rounds of Ruby Amethyst and Steel Song.
And what did you think?
I have learned a lot about both of those decks.
We still don't like Ruby Amethyst, do we? It's a good deck.
If anything, I feel less strongly about Ruby Amethyst now. Only because I feel so strongly about Steel Song.
Oh yeah, you don't like that one now.
It's a really good deck. It's really good at what it does.
It's very good.
And what it does seems to be beat whatever it's across. And I don't want that to be me.
I do agree with that. So a little bit of the conversion rate of this.
Yeah.
We did have 3 Steel Songs make top 4.
3 of our top 4 were Steel Songs.
Correct. I do believe it was Nog, Cruz, and Wes all made top 4 playing Steel Song.
That is absurd.
And
do you remember how many we started with?
I think it was 3.
Was it 3?
I think.
That is...
I'm not quite sure. But, yes. So, very impressive showing by the aggressive route of the Steel Song in that last round. Starting out with the Daisy, Piglet, and then doing whatever.
Cinderella, Daisy, Piglet, Smee, those 4 together.
They're troublemakers.
Very much so.
Very much troublemakers. But we have a new deck in the semifinals.
Oh.
So we are
all right.
So we have Alex is on blue steel.
Blue steel.
He is on blue steel versus Nog, who's on amber steel.
Right.
So it's just the show up and show out of the steel decks today.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see
something
a new matchup.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, yeah. I'm excited to see blue steel go off. Is this the, I'm assuming, is this like the Automatoa Dime?
Yes.
That whole package?
Yes. So I do believe that the deck list is all of the artifacts, and then the end game is Tamatoa Dime, Aerial Dime, anything Dime, and we're playing the Fort Cogsworth.
Sorry, what's an artifact?
Oh, items. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
Items.
This must be from one of your one of your knockoff games, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a part of my dark past.
Okay.
But yes, we do have Nog on the right on Steel Song. We have Alex on the left on Blue Steel. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to watch this game because I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah. No, as soon as I was done with my rounds, I went home.
I believe that.
I needed to get home.
You were just as tired as I was.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, very much so.
But, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine. So we got, so Alex is actually the higher seed, so he gets to choose whether he's on the play or draw game one.
Well, I assume he's going to be going on the play.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
we're inking that Fortisphere, getting a popsicle out.
We're drawing the cards.
Here we go.
We're already starting.
Yep. Looks like Nog has... Yeah, there's that Daisy turn 1.
Yep. So the...
Making Cinderella to get there.
One of the best avenues that you can do against these decks that like to ramp is try to start out with... Or try to have an aggressive start. Mm-hmm. But if Blue Steel now plays that 4/1 Argus character, then he is a house. Mm-hmm. He hits like a truck.
That feels good if you're Nog.
Yes.
There.
Yes.
Sending that Zeus all the way to the bottom of the deck.
Sending the Zeus to the bottom was pretty good. So Daisy here, quest for 2, put that at the bottom. And now Alex has a tough turn here, deciding what he wants to do with the Argus. My natural instinct is he probably wants to go ahead and send that Argus into the Daisy to slow down the quest in just a little bit.
Well, especially you've got a second one right there.
Absolutely. I love to see the Fire of the Cannons come through.
Fire of the Cannons, an undersung card.
Yes, 100%.
A forgotten card.
Yes.
I'm still a fan of Dragonfire.
Yes.
Personally. If I'm playing Ruby, I have at least one Dragonfire in there because nobody expects it.
Nobody expects a Dragonfire. There goes a whole new world to the bottom, and
my goodness.
And I'm assuming that if you're Nog, you're probably happy to see that because the one thing you don't want this Blue Steel player to do is play a Fishbone Quill.
Right.
Ink a card for turn. Then go into 5 and drops, and then play something else, and then play a whole new world and ramp another 2 or 3 cards.
Right.
You know. We got the Flavor Sham that came in, drew another 2 cards. And at this spot, there's
Zeus, but not going to quite take him out. And we're going to quest with Pete.
He had me quested twice with Daisy, correct?
Yes.
Because he put the whole new world.
Zeus and a whole new world.
Correct. So at this point, I would think that if you're Alex, you're kind of happy in this position. Oh, and there's a Cogsworth.
Oh.
Cogsworth is one of the most nightmarish creatures or characters for Steel Song to deal with. It's a 2/5 with a ward. Mm-hmm. That gives all of your other characters resist 1.
Yeah.
He's a
good card.
He's a very good card. And he's a very big boy.
Yes.
And and especially when you're playing these 1/5s and whatnots, it takes so much to get rid of them.
Right.
And we see that whole new world. We've seen that whole new world in. I forgot what the other card was in his hand. I think there was another Pete, maybe.
Are we talking about Nog?
Yes.
Okay.
Double Cogsworth.
Second Cogsworth has hit the table.
And Alex is just going to turn on the boosters here. He knows with 2 Cogsworth on the field that it's going to be really hard for Nog to deal with this. Now all of his both of his Cogsworth has resist 1. And then any character that he plays after this has resist 2.
Right.
So this just gives Alex the green light to try and go wide, knowing that the sword, grab your swords, doesn't do anything.
Grab your swords won't do anything. There's so much that won't do anything.
There's a lot. And there's a Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
That's a good card too.
That's a really good card.
And with 2 Cogsworths on the field, it says that Along Came Zeus doesn't really do anything on Tinkerbell.
No. No, it doesn't.
And we're going to just turn Cogsworth sideways. And we're going to go to 6 lore here. And did we turn? I don't think we did that. I think that the Cogsworth challenged the Rapunzels.
Oh, that may have been what happened.
So we're going to go back to 2. Alright, so we got a Prince Naveen come in, sing a whole new world. And what do you do if you're Nog here? Do you run both of your Petes into one Cogsworth to take it out? You have to get the Cogsworth off the table, right?
Because he'll only get Cogs for 2.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, you gotta, I guess quest with your Petes, but they're going to die next turn. Or they'll be banished next turn.
They will be off the board.
Tink can hit 1 and then just pick the other for 2.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
And that's done.
Dunzo. One thing, I do see a Grab Your Swords in hand from Alex. If he has another Tinkerbell here, he can potentially shift his Tinkerbell on top of Tinkerbell and then sing the Grab Your Swords with the Tinkerbell.
I think he had one of the Cogs to sing it instead.
And that is... What is that?
That?
I'm not sure what... that's a Chin Po.
Oh, okay.
I do believe Chin Po is a 5/6 bodyguard.
That sounds correct.
So
and now a 5/6 bodyguard with resist 2.
So really, we're looking at a 5/8 bodyguard.
That is insane.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know. If I Nog here, I don't think that there's a way out of this match. Your Grab Your Swords doesn't do anything.
Not for this deck.
Your Grab Your Swords don't do anything. Even if you had Tinkerbells, they don't do anything. Your Cogsworths have Ward. Alright, so now we have... I think if you're Alex here, you just keep turning cards sideways.
Yep.
I think you just...
keep that pressure on, keep it going.
I think... Yeah, I don't think you care much about what's going on the other side of the board now. You have the double Cog, you have the bodyguard. You know you know that your Cogsworths aren't going to be challenged.
And your Cogsworths can't be challenged because they got to deal with Chin Po.
Nor targeted.
They can't be chosen for anything. You're going to quest with everybody, and then the moment that they turn Piglet sideways next turn, you're going to hit them with Tank.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So
looks like we brought out another big tank.
We got another
already.
We got another Tinkerbell on the field. So we're gonna go 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So we're at 12 lore for Alex now. Not 41.
Not 41.
Not 41. We're at 12. And Nog's just gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. So that was
that was
another fast game, right?
Yeah.
We love to see it. All right, both players shuffling up. Nog's going to be on the play this time. That was a really good showing from Alex there.
That was. Man, I wish we could have watched him during Swiss.
Right, yeah, for sure. But instead,
let's say we're getting to watch him now.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's see what we got. So we got a whole new world in Alex's hand. We got a bell. Is that a bell? Yeah, that's a bell.
We just got a strength. Is that a Ramen? I know he looks like he's got a Cinderella. And he just pulled a Pete and a Rapunzel.
Okay. Alex is tossing 3 cards away here.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite sure what they were. I didn't get a good look at it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to trust that he knows what he's doing.
That's probably a good assumption.
Both players have been playing extremely well on this day.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like Alex didn't want to cut. He looks like he tapped the top of the deck.
Yeah. Alright, so we got Cinderella out for turn 1.
We know how that turn 1 Cinderella is with them Steel Song players.
Yes.
We inked a
Tamatoa
popsicle. And then passing over to Nog, who had just drew a daisy.
Mm-hmm. So that's coming out this turn, right? Inking Smee? Okay.
Inking Smee. 1-1.
Oh, so that Argus is a good counter to Daisy.
Yeah, yes, and
it's okay.
Blue Steel really started playing it in set 4 to deal with Flynn Rider.
That makes sense.
Or to shut off Flynn Rider,
right?
Rather, but it is also a good way for, to get rid of a Daisy as well. You are not wrong on that.
Well, until Cinderella sings Strength.
Absolutely, because why wouldn't it?
Right.
It's not. That's something we haven't seen today either.
No, of course not.
But the Pete did come down last turn, preventing Alex from playing songs.
Yes.
Or
he
actions.
Did. If looked like Alex just inked a Fishbone Quill. I wish I could see the rest of his hand. I'm not.
That might
sure.
actually indicate that Alex has not very many inkables in his hand.
Right. That's
so sometimes you ink the Fishbone Quill, so you can hold on to the Hiram.
Was that a sardine can? Is Alex running a deck with sardine can?
Not sure about that. I also wouldn't get your hopes up. 2, 3. Nog will go to 5 lore here, though. But
I'll go back later.
Yeah, absolutely.
And run the tape
Please
again.
Please do. You might have been mistaken for a Cogsworth, because they look kind of similar.
Fair enough. Well, no, because it went to the bottom of the deck. Oh. It was revealed off of Daisy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, after this game, we can rewind it.
Yeah. I'll find out later.
That is...
I'll leave it as a comment on YouTube.
Is that a sardine can? Alright, so we got a Ursula coming down from Nog. Daisy's gonna quest, put a bell in Alex's hand.
Nog just has that wide of a board again going.
Yes, absolutely.
It's so difficult to answer back.
One of the things that Alex really needed to do was he really needed the Fishbone Quill on 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ramp up a lot, play a 5-drop character, and hope for a double swords. I think that is about the only way back into this game, honestly. Because otherwise, you're not doing much.
Right.
Really.
Like, you're moving stuff around. Like, you're playing that Hiram.
Sure.
You know, so you're moving stuff around, you're drawing extra cards, but it's not adding up to enough.
Correct.
And then firing the cannons.
Like fire the can. That's what makes Daisy such a good card.
Oh.
It doesn't get answered. Nothing. Oh man, and that hurts.
Yeah.
The fire
the cannons just to feed Rapunzel.
Yes. Mm. That is. I'm almost willing to call that game there.
I think Alex might be willing to, looking at him.
9, 10, 11, 12. So Nog is going to go to 12 here. And Alex has to get rid of a lot of stuff. Fortisphere draws a card. You know, if for a blue steel deck, I haven't really seen it ramp that much.
Right.
It's not.
I mean, he's just not finding what he needs.
We've seen that Fishbone Quill get inked turn 3.
Right.
But I think that he had a lot of uninkables and he was trying to hold on to the Hiram.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's one of those what can you do kind of things, you know?
Okay, that was
quite the game.
Yeah.
Quite the game. So, when Steel Song goes wide, it's hard to deal with, is what we found out.
It is.
You know, and it's like chaining those Pete's together, too. Because if you know your opponent's only out is, you know, grab your swords or double grab your swords, and you play a Pete, and they can't
Good luck.
Yeah, and they can't answer your board state like that. And then the next turn you play another Pete. It gets kind of bonkers, is the word I'm looking for.
I think that's the technical term too.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Like Pete's just bonking people.
All right, game 3. Here we go.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Yes, this is game 3.
Yeah.
Because Alex won game 1.
Alex took game 1 like real fast, didn't
he? Yes, Alex took game 1 as fast as Nog took game 2.
Okay.
Yeah, because the double Cogsworth.
Oh, yes.
Double Cogsworth, into Chinpo.
Yeah.
Tinkerbell.
Double Tinkerbells.
Double Tinkerbells.
All that good stuff.
He had it all.
Yes.
He had it all. So, it looks like... I didn't really get a good look at Alex's hand. I seen it for a brief minute. All I seen was the whole new world. And it's going to be a interesting game 3.
Yes.
Hopefully it's a little closer. Game 1 was kind of a blowout. Game 2 was kind of a blowout.
Right. Hopefully it's closer without just, like, you know, becoming a grindy slogfest.
Oh, yeah. Those are the types of games I like. I enjoy those ones.
Those are the types of games that I like at the beginning of a tournament.
Yeah. But by the end of it, when you're both these players and you're trying not to misplay, but your brain's tired.
Oh, yeah.
These are what you would call the championship rounds.
Right.
Which is why it's top 4.
Right. See, I don't usually make it this far.
But you got a Mirabel.
I did get a Mirabel.
I
did get a Mirabel.
See?
Yep.
So you got...
Longest 4 rounds of my life.
Yeah?
Yeah. So far.
That's fair. We can make the next one longer.
Oh, bet.
Okay. So
that's my goal, is to time out
Yeah.
every round of the next tournament that I go to.
Sure.
Yeah. Without, like, getting the judge called on me for stalling.
So we see the double Robin Hood from Nog, probably protecting that shift line. I'm pretty sure he has it in his hand.
Yep.
Yep, there it comes there. He's going to quest for 2.
I think he might have already quested for 1.
All right, we'll give him 3.
Because that one Robin was already exerted.
Okay, yeah. So he might.
And then he fired the cannons on the readied one.
Sure. So we got what's coming down next? The Hiram Beta Shop Popsicle. Not a bad play. I don't know that I would have played that any different, to be honest.
At that point, no.
No. I like to draw cards.
Yeah.
You know?
Drawing cards is good.
So Nog really thinking about the game, what he's playing here. Might just play the... Okay, so playing the aerial, trying to find a song, and doesn't find one.
Nope.
That really feels bad whenever that happens.
Oh, my goodness.
Quest for another 2. I think Nog has that. He has the Rapunzel.
Did he ink that Smee? Is that what happened there?
I think so.
Okay.
So now we got a Cogsworth coming down for Alex, which is really good.
Yes.
And
Hiram, giving Hiram resist is...
And Alex is going to quest for 1 with that Hiram, but there's no items to banish here, so he will not be drawing 2. And then we're going to do 4 damage to the Hiram, and then finish him off. Finish it with the Robin Hood.
To get that 2 lore.
And then we're going to go to 2 here. Oh, not 57. We're gonna gain 2 and go to 7.
And now probably play that Rapunzel.
And then play the Rapunzel.
Or do Pete, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to take him off of the Zeus to take out the Robin Hood. I think that's what the play is here.
Okay. That makes sense.
But it also stops Alex from casting that whole new world in his hand that he's looking at.
Right.
So, I don't know. I don't know that he actually has much to do aside from... So we're going to eat the Simba. And we're going to come through with a Tinkerbell. Which is a really good play here. So it sets it up to where next turn, if Nog decides he wants to quest or do anything with the Robin Hood, the Tinkerbell can challenge the Robin Hood and take out an additional character. That's what it used to be able to do. But now that Rapunzel came through,
right,
and it's going to remove the damage and he's going to draw 2 cards. And he's 1 character away from being able to use the strength of a Raging Fire on the Tinkerbell. 2 characters away.
2 characters away.
Because Cogsworth gives resist. Oh, man, my little brain is not working.
This is what I was saying. I prefer these sort of games where you really got to think early.
Right. So we're going to deal 1 damage.
But draw a card.
Yes. I think he was more concerned about the drawing of the card than the actual damage.
Very much so. And I think he pulled a Lawrence off of that, it looked like.
That is what it appeared to be. Okay, so Nog is going to go to 10 here. And then Inca Strength and pass it over to Alex. So here the Tinkerbell can challenge the aerial and take out the Pete if that's a line that he wants to do. Looks like we're going to go ahead and hit him with a grab your swords, which is really good. So now it puts that Robin Hood back in range for the Tinkerbell to challenge it.
Remind me, what's Rapunzel's willpower?
5.
Okay. So he's not going to be able to clear her off.
No.
But at the very least... Yeah, get rid of that Robin Hood.
The Rapunzel should have 3 damage on it, right?
Yes, because it'd be 4. Because it'd be 2 from the grab your swords, and then another 2 from getting
another 2 from the aerial.
Shipwrecked.
So we're going to ink a character here. I do see the Rapunzel in the hand for Nog. I only imagine that you play the Rapunzel here and draw 3 cards.
Right.
Oh, Alex very quick to catch that. It's like, hey, that has 1 damage on it.
Yeah.
He's not going to let that one go.
No.
He's been working on that Rapunzel
Nor
for a while.
should you.
No. He's been working on that Rapunzel for a while now.
Yes.
Alright, Lawrence comes down. Rapunzel quest for 2. Puts Nog at 12. So we got the Popsicle draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go ahead and heal the Tinkerbell. I don't know that we necessarily need to do that, but that's fine. Quest. Oh, we let it go to. Okay, very good. All right.
I was sitting there wondering why you would put damage on Lawrence.
Right. Well,
but that makes sense.
Right. So Lawrence is a 0/4 with no damage on it. Becomes a 4/4. He gets +4 strength as long as it doesn't have.
He's damage. A 0/4 until he has damage.
Correct.
And then once he has damage, he becomes a 4/4.
Once he has damage on it, he becomes a 0/4.
He becomes the 0/4 then. Right. Okay.
So until he has damage on it, he's actually a 4/4.
Right.
Which is wild.
And yeah.
So we activated the
Quest
lucky
for 2.
Yes, and we activated the lucky dime here, so he'll be at 3.
So we brought up the Robin Hood. And now a Daisy.
And a Daisy. I think Nog is really going to try to just start stealing this game up.
Yes.
Because with that lucky dime on the field, he doesn't have time to just wait around now.
No.
Blue Steel and Ruby Sapphire both have tendencies to play Tamatoa, snowball a bunch of items into play. Mm-hmm. And then he just had 3 whole new worlds in his hand. Did I see that correctly?
I missed the count on it, but yeah.
That was more than 1. Alright, so now Alex gets a complete board reset with all of his ink. And it looks like he's going to play a Grab Your Swords, fire the cannons, the Daisy. Do we challenge the Robin Hood here?
We can't.
Oh, you're correct. You cannot do that.
Right.
But if he has a Zeus or something, that's another way of taking out the Robin Hood.
Yeah, if he's got a way to finish off Robin Hood, that would definitely be preferable.
Yes, I agree. I just don't like leaving Robin Hoods and Tinkerbells and Cogsworths on the field.
No.
We're going to play an Argus here. And then Quest for 2, and we're at 5. Passing over to Nog. What do we got? We got a
Ink of Bare Necessities.
And then we're going to go ahead and play a Tinkerbell.
That does no damage to anybody except for Cogsworth.
Yeah, correct. And then, now what do you do? Do you quest with... You've got to quest with the Robin Hood, right? You're trying to close this game out before. Yeah. He's at 1,215 lore.
I think he won.
I think he's won for a while now. Alright, so now... I see the ice block. Is that an ice block? That's not an ice block. That's a fishbone quill. Blue Steel doesn't play ice blocks.
Come on, sardine can.
You're still stuck on that sardine can, aren't you?
I'm telling you, he runs one of them.
Hey, if he does, man.
Hey.
That's your card.
Hey, it's a
good card.
It's not a good card, but it's a fun card.
Doesn't it give all your characters ward?
It gives all of your exerted characters ward.
Yeah. More reason to run it.
Right.
Especially against Steel Song.
Right.
Why not?
I'm a fan of it.
Why not? Especially playing that Chimpo. If you can give your exerted Chimpo that's some bodyguard ward and resist too, like good luck. Good luck. Man. Good luck. Good luck. So Alex really debating on what he wants to do here.
Yeah.
I think he has to get rid of the Robin Hood, though.
He did drop the Fortisphere to draw a card, but I don't think he found what he was looking for.
Another Cogsworth.
Another Cogsworth.
That's got
Nobody's going to be mad about that. I mean, Nog might, but...
Right. That is a very good card.
It is.
Alright, so Argus is going to take out the Robin Hood there.
Mm-hmm. And looks like, did not just find a whole new world?
He might have.
It looked like that might be what he has.
So now what do you do if you're Alex, though? Do you quest out? You probably have to, right?
Right.
You have to get on the board. So we'll go to 9.
And did he... Yeah, he just played that Pete.
And Nog is just passing from there. Nog is now saying, like, you have to...
I mean, he's got it on board, and he played Pete, so you can't sing or...
So the thing is Alex has to win this turn.
Right.
Now, if... What did it... Oh, he played out a second Cogsworth last turn, didn't he?
Yes. He played out the second Cogs, and maybe that Pete as well that turn.
Right.
I believe.
Yeah, I think that the thing that really... I think the thing that really hurt Alex this match was he didn't really get to ink a lot. He wasn't able to do his
right.
game plan of...
Not at the beginning.
Right.
Now he's starting to be able to ink more.
Right.
But it's too late to try and catch up.
Correct.
When you're playing Blue Steel or anything like that, you've got to get that foundation built early.
Right. Absolutely. So Alex is really thinking about it here.
Does he or Blue Steel in general... Are y'all still running that one jump ahead, or is it pretty much just Tipo now?
I think
for turn 2.
I think Blue Steel just runs Tipo.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know in my Ruby Sapphire list I play 4 Tipo, 4 one jump ahead.
Right.
Because I really like my turn.
You also it's not a good game unless you have 25 ink.
Correct. If I don't have above 15 ink in a game,
right,
chalk it up as a loss, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think Alex has a play here, and I think you're really starting to notice that.
Mm-hmm.
So he can get.
And it's game on board with that Piglet and because Piglet's for 3, Tinkerbell would be for 2.
Yeah. So he can get to 18 lore right now with the math. And that's using the lucky dime. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He can get to 19 lore if you use the lucky dime.
2, 4, 6. Pete is only 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 7.
Yeah.
Plus the lucky dime, the most you can do is another 2. Because Hiram just came out this turn.
Correct. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 9. I counted the Hiram.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if...
Yeah, so he can get to 18, but it's...
pretty rough.
Well, and either way, I mean, it's not 20.
Right.
I mean, he has to hit it for this turn, or for it to not be over.
Right. But with that Pete out there, it's preventing him from doing the whole new world thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think that he's...
Right, he can't whole new world, he can't...
Nope, there it is.
Yep.
They're just talking about what the out was and how he wins. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, it was not Ruby Amethyst.
It was not Ruby Amethyst.
It was not Ruby Amethyst.
Yeah.
So, what'd you think? The set champs.
Yeah.
4 rounds of Ruby Amethyst.
4 rounds of Ruby Amethyst and Steel Song.
And then a Steel Song versus Blue Steel. That was a nice change of pace.
It was.
It was a little different. Mm-hmm. Both decks had an objective that they were both very good at.
Yes.
One of them is trying to target your things with songs to banish them. Mm-hmm. And the other one's playing characters that give your guys resist.
Right.
That don't allow you to do that.
Yes. And ward and
everything
that Chinpo bodyguard.
Yeah, the Chinpo bodyguard. That was the highlight. It's the Chinpo bodyguard.
That might have been the highlight. Is the double cogs and then dropping that bodyguard.
Yeah, just slamming it.
Forget it.
My book.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for us.
Yep.
And we're gonna start a podcast.
Yeah. Right? We're announcing that now, I guess.
I guess so.
Cool. So stay tuned for
that. That's going to be great.
A yet-to-be-named The Sunflower Illumineers podcast by The Sunflower Illumineers.
Yes.
Probably a better name than that.
A lot better.
Okay.
Well, I mean, your name wasn't bad. I'll let you come up with a name.
Thanks.
As long as it's not that. But... make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Mm-hmm. Also, we got a TCG Player link. It'll be in the description. So if you want to support the channel and buy cards, check that out. And that was the One Drop Game Shop Set Championship.
Yep. Right here in
Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See you guys later.